Hey, welcome back, backseaters. We haven't had any time with you since the officers were gunned down in Burnsville, and of course the paramedic as well. It's been Sunday morning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 4 days, and it's, well, as the chief said there, that Monday or Sunday they're all hurting beyond anything you can imagine. And I say that because when you're part of a team that's trying to keep the community safe when team members are slain, I'm going to leave it at that. Pat and I have a little bit of familiarity with losing loved ones, but today we want to start by, most of the day we just want to honor the 3 officers from Burnsville, the 2 officers and the paramedic. And there's not really a distinction in our minds when you have a paramedic assisting other officers and part of the SWAT team to make sure there's officers are safe. I mean, the paramedic is one of us.
Absolutely. You know, I'd like to say their names out loud, and I want you to remember their names and keep all of their families, both blood, blue, and the firefighters, in your prayers. Burnsville Police Officer Paul Elmstrand, Burnsville Police Officer Matthew Ruggie, and Burnsville firefighter paramedic Adam Finseth.
And we're parked in front of a portion of the police memorial that overlooks downtown St. Paul. And at the top of it, I'm not sure if you can read it, but it says, "Their sacrifice can never be forgotten, as they did not die in vain." And that's always the hope of family, friends, law enforcement, and as Pat says, remember their names, as they did not die in vain. And think about, obviously, their families. One of the things I wanted to do today is encourage you, no matter where you are in the world, because I know people listen to us all over the world, especially England and parts of Europe. Go to the Burnsville Community Updates page, or the Burnsville page. It's, what did we decide, www.burnsvillemn.gov?
Yes.
burnsvillemn.gov, or you can just query the city of Burnsville. You'll get to their page, and on that page there is a GoFundMe for the families of the slain officers. If you would, just please go to their GoFundMe page and help the families financially overcome other many obstacles that are now in their place for their children and others. So, and if you haven't shared this, just because this is going to be an important conversation about the value of law enforcement in the community, please share this now, so other people will honor their sacrifice as well. Obviously this is traumatizing for everyone, the Burnsville officers, of course, and the families, but it extends to every officer on the street, every wife, every sister, child, etc., because they're always wondering, are they coming home? Are they coming home? And you can read the bios. Of course, the information's been posted about the great lives these 3 led. I mean, just heroes in the community before they were deceased. And our prayers to all the families. And of course, there were a couple other officers that were shot. Our thoughts that were injured. Our thoughts or prayers are certainly with them and their family, because they will, of course, have to always have the what if the bullet was here instead of there.
Exactly. There's a lot of survivor's guilt that happens, and
it shouldn't happen, but it's a normal thing. So one of the other things we wanted to do is besides the GoFundMe, talk about the funeral a little bit, because a lot of people want to come out and honor these individuals, and they should. But the Grace Church in Eden Prairie only holds 4,300, and there's going to be thousands more than that. So we don't know exactly if and where there's going to be a procession to a burial, because the families haven't decided. Obviously, with the death of 3 servants, how the sequence of the burial, and the families have indicated they're going to be private burials. But my guess is there will be an opportunity for citizens to line the streets. And I got to tell you how powerful that is when you're driving in these processions and you see people that care about law enforcement. I mean, Pat and I can think back to more processions than we want to think about, but how powerful that was.
It's extremely emotional.
It's morale building to know that people are out there supporting us, and the families just really appreciate that people come out to honor the sacrifice that their family members made. So we're going to keep you posted here. Pat and I will be live tomorrow on Friday, and of course we'll keep you posted Monday and Tuesday on where you can come. Now, the city of Burnsville has had several opportunities thus far that people have taken advantage of. And it's been great. The turnout from the public for the vigils, the nighttime, the daytime. Last night, and was it Wabasha? Is that the town that one of the officers was from? There was a great turnout there as well. But obviously, the funeral is some type of closure, and the memory that's created for the families when citizens are lining the streets is something we want them to take with them. So we'll keep you posted on how and where that'll be. You can go to the Burnsville page. That's the best information right now. We're in contact with the Law Enforcement Memorial Association, Lima, to try to figure out how our deputies and we can honor them at the funeral. And of course, there's always a debate whether, who sits where. We're fine standing outside. We've stood outside churches, honoring many times. So, but the caravan and the procession afterward, if you can make it there and stand there with whatever, it's always appreciated by the family. So, and on that point, we're going to have more discussion about this after these heroes are placed in the ground. But one of the reasons it's so powerful to have people along the route is that it helps counter the narrative that so many politicians have created. You mentioned that, Pat, the assaults on officers are dramatically increased in the last 7 years. In
2016, there were 350 officers assaulted in Minnesota. Last year, 1,179 officers were assaulted in Minnesota. And just in January of this year, there have already been 94. And those are just essentially the assaults with some kind of demonstrable injury. There are countless other assaults that don't even get reported as such.
Right. For those of you that remember Eric Madsen getting shot, he was shot like January 6th, but today is his day. The legislature has honored him, and that was a life-changing event for him. And his family and his wonderful wife, who's just been so impacted but so powerful in carrying the cause of law enforcement. But when the procession passes people and lets the family and the officers know that we're here with you, it helps counteract those politicians that have been defiling police for the past, I'm really saying it's really 9 years. 2015 is when we saw this insurgent. And just to be clear, for those of you, we're not saying police officers shouldn't be accountable when they do something wrong. We're 100% on that page. But there's 10,000 peace officers in Minnesota. 10,000. And when people attack the entire occupation because of the actions of one or two, that's an injustice to the officers that are working in this field. And I have a question about some politicians that have surfaced this last week. Here's my question. Can you care about, this is a question from law enforcement in general, not just me. I can tell you this question's been echoed by dozens and hundreds of law enforcement officers throughout Minnesota in the last 4 days. Hey, politicians, can you care about us before we're dead? Because it seems like that's the only time there's really support. And we're not talking about all. This is just some of the vocal ones. I don't know.
The ones who after a high-profile incident, oftentimes within hours, before any investigation has even begun, start to condemn police officers. Honestly, just be quiet until there's some information available. Just be quiet.
Yeah, we're the first to say that, officers do make mistakes. There's 10,000 in Minnesota, so officers do make mistakes. But it's a very, very small number and very rare, and you shouldn't indict 10,000 hardworking heroes in Minnesota every time you think it's politically to your advantage. That's the sad part for us. And Pat and I, we've been at this for, since the late 70s. We've watched the evolution of political talk. And here's the problem. And this is a message to those politicians that we're talking about. This is really the problem. When you vilify an entire occupation, you embolden some of the criminal element to be uncooperative. And you make our job more difficult. That's number one. When you vilify a whole occupation, you embolden some of the criminal element to be more uncooperative and make it difficult. And it's not just uncooperative. Some of them feel emboldened to assault police. That's why the numbers are up.
Exactly.
There's no other way to slice it. That is why the numbers are up. So, and what else you do when you do that is you make it very difficult for us to recruit new officers. My God, do you know how many families right now are telling their young men that want to be police officers, we don't want you to be one? We're thankful that we have people that are willing to come into this job and take this risk. And, I saved this newspaper. What's the date on this one, Pat?
November 19th, 2023.
I'm going to frame this newspaper with a caption that says "The Day the Music Died," which, of course, if you know the song, it has to do with the death of some great public servants. But in this case, the headline is "Council Vote Rejects Bonuses for Minneapolis Police." All right, and here's the thing: Minneapolis is down 300 officers. It's a dangerous job. It's not a popular job with the city council there, and this is the third part of the puzzle, and that is when you vilify police, and you make it harder for us to recruit, you make it more dangerous for the officers that are working, because it's harder for us to have backup on the streets.
Absolutely.
And Minneapolis being 300 down, it's a more dangerous scenario for their officers because they're having a hard time recruiting. They're clearly losing people faster than they can gain them, and that's true. You saw Moose Lake got rid of their police department. It's happening in a variety of ways. So we need the support of elected officials publicly, and we need people to recognize that there's 10,000 hardworking servants in the state of Minnesota that don't deserve to be publicly vilified by a small number of elected officials that are playing to a small number of people.
And there are some in the media that need to soften their rhetoric as well. They need to stop creating a divide by the way they headline a story. Let's see a little bit of fairness.
So, I don't know, that's going to kind of sum it up for today, folks. We'll keep you posted as to how you can honor these slain officers and paramedic, and we would love to see you out there if there's a procession, which I'm sure there will be at some point, a caravan procession. And but it's not for us, it's for the families that see you lining the streets and appreciating the sacrifice they gave, so their sacrifice can never be forgotten, as they did not die in vain. And I hope that we're going to go on the street now and do some work, but I hope you'll share this broadcast or consider sharing it with people, so they can help us honor.
And before we go on patrol, I'm going to say their names aloud again. Burnsville Police Officer Paul Elmstrand, Burnsville Police Officer Matthew Rugi, and firefighter paramedic Adam Finseth of the Burnsville Fire Department. Thank you for your sacrifices, and our prayers are with your families, loved ones, and partners in your departments.
Just gonna have turn the radios off and have a minute of silence and quiet prayer before we leave. Thank you for your prayers for the family. I'm trying to go backwards. Yeah, we're backing out. How do we look? Thank you. Am I good or not? Okay. Oh yeah, there we go. Thank you. Thank you for your service.
No, of course.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for yours.
Yeah, we're good. We're just honoring the 3 deceased. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Pat's trying to readjust the camera a little bit.
Yeah. Good.
So also out here today with us we have Under Sheriff Mike Martin and Thomas Siegelstrom, Nicole Sparks.
Get the radios back on. That way?
No, just put the horizon right in the middle. That's good. Well, it's gonna take us a little bit to get back into our normal patrol mode. Apologies for that. It's been a rough week. Everybody deals with these matters differently. There's no right or wrong way. A lot of our officers, deputies, they like to keep busy. They like to work. We're actually letting them work some extra hours, keep their minds a little distracted. So
Been a tough week. Very, very emotional. Yeah, I'm not ashamed to say that when we first got news of that Sunday morning in our alerts, I cried.
well, you don't need to be ashamed about that. I mean, it's a cumulative effect. I still go to pieces periodically about Jones and Ryan, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm mostly troubled by the fact that we lose one through the element of surprise. That's one thing, but the fact we lost a second one while we're searching, that's always troubled me.
Yep.
Anyhow, there's many troopers and deputies on the street right now. They come to work after tragedy. Some of them are just deeply struggling. But the public, let's just face it, we need the cops, deputies, and troopers on the street. I don't know what other innocent citizens suffer if they're not out there. They don't really have time. Some people like to take time off to handle their emotions. They may not have time. Some people like to come to work. But the public needs them to show up. And so they do. That's there where they serve. They serve because they know that that's what they came on the job for.
Burnsville Police Chief Tanya Schwartz made a very powerful statement. She said, "We go to work every day knowing it's a possibility we'll lose our life to protect yours, and we still show up. It's something you don't understand unless you do it."
And honestly, most cops, their wives worry about it, the kids worry about it.
Their husbands worry about it.
Most cops don't think about it while they're at work.
Right.
Because if they did,
Audi King Boy Nora 462, which is a 2023 Audi Q5 blue color, eastbound of Golden Valley.
There's a blue Audi that she just published on Channel 1. You want to see if this...
I thought that was over that.
Is this yours or mine?
What's yours? I think.
Wait
Wait a minute. Let me see the back. I thought you had... Oh, yeah, that's yours.
I'll be clear here in a second. I can go in. Yeah, the 1552. 375. This is SNR. We can go with Canaan.
I thought that was one of the state channels.
Pat, I'm not saying I'm right today. Every other day, but not today.
Yeah, I don't see anything west.
Oh, I think it was like maybe a cops alert.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll check for those.
On an Audi.
Nope.
Beautiful day out.
It really is. It's crazy. Man, it's February, 22nd? And it's 50 degrees. The sun is out.
This is the original George Washington's birthday. Did you know that? February 22nd.
Okay.
Somebody,
I guess I wasn't aware.
Somebody will look it up and counter me. And the original Abraham Lincoln's birthday was February 12th. And at some point they decided to, it might actually be the case that they alternated which day you got off way back in the 60s and 70s. But at some point they decided to create President's Day and put it on Monday. It's making noise over there, Pat. I hate to say it.
What's that?
Rattling. I don't know if it's a camera. You know how that thing is. That one looked familiar.
Yeah, she did. So yesterday, St. Paul officers stopped a car where a woman had a plate of, I think it was CGE something.
Yep.
And she took some black electrical tape and turned the C into a G. So probably to do gas drive-offs. Trust me, we do not forget about the parents of the officers either.
Oh yeah, well the one. What is that noise? It's in the back seat. I want to see if I can figure that out. Is there something in that little in there, Brandon? No.
Nope.
Maybe it was your. It was. Did you just put that?
353,
You know I got good ears.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, they're regions 1555.
You've definitely got dad ears.
I can't tell Chevy from a Ford, but
Yep, that must have been it.
Someone, he's telling you what we see.
1556.
For me, the best stress reductor is just go out and work.
Yeah.
Because when you're out here, you have to think about what's going on if you're going to be successful and safe, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not, you don't.
622. 622. The south door is open.
I am going to go see a movie in the next
I'll wait
couple
for the
days.
spot to go walk through.
Oh, yeah, what are you going to see?
It's a new movie out called
The
Ordinary
south door is open, no
Angels.
signs for entry.
Ordinary Angels.
It's
Okay.
Hillary Swank.
Swank.
371.
Guys should go take a look at the preview. It was scheduled to come out in the fall, but they're releasing it now. I don't know if it's just short term. Based on a true story. About a woman whose life is really in shambles.
Seatbelt fires in now.
And I haven't seen the movie, but I know just in general, I don't know if she's drinking or what she's doing, but she's kind of a mess.
1550.
A counselor tells her, go do something good for somebody else. Go find a mission. Go find someone else that you can help. Right?
Okay.
I only know this from the previews, which are short.
15285, ready.
Read anything or anything. But so she sees a newspaper article in the grocery store about a family whose 5-year-old has a life-threatening disease, and their mother just passed away. And so the funerals. She goes to the funeral. People saying, "What the heck are you doing here?" And then she even though her life's a mess, she's really smart about social media and how to get the message out to help people.
Okay.
And she decides she's going to help this family. And the rest of it's a tearjerker.
Oh, I bet.
So
Now, folks, if Bob goes tomorrow to see it, by the way, I will do my best to make him not give any spoilers.
I think if you watch the trailer, I think you're going to know the spoiler. But you know what's nice? Watching a movie when you know it has a good ending.
Right.
There's nothing worse than watching a movie where the hero dies in the last 30 seconds, right? That's no good. So, Ordinary Angels, I think it's called. I think it just started today. And it might just be a select short time. But well, take a look at the trailer. If it doesn't bring tears to your eyes, I mean, I'm already, at that tear stage just for the officers. But you watch that trailer, that'll push you over the edge.
Yeah.
But I mean, here's what's these officers come on to help people. That's the reason they take the job. They want to help someone, and they do it day after day after day. I've seen it you have too, for 40 plus years. Cops out there helping people. They do it every day. And then
100 Metro.
one cop makes a mistake, and suddenly everybody, all the
You use the
extremists
perfect
turn
word.
out.
They vilify the entire profession.
That's just ridiculous.
It's obscene, and it angers me.
Yeah,
It angers me.
It does. It angers us. And, the thing about cops is they don't go out and protest march like, you know, other unions do, because they're essential employees and they don't think that's something they should do, you know, because they don't have the right to strike anyhow, right?
Right.
So they're just out there working. But again, they come on to help people. They do it day in, day out. 10,000 officers in the state of Minnesota. And well, I think I said enough already, but I'm sorry. The movie reminds me of service, and the cops are all about service too.
Yep.
And you know, I just want to say one thing. After I watched the trailer, I told my wife, it reminds me of you. Because if my wife finds someone that needs something, whatever it is, she's going to find a way to help.
God bless her.
And you know, they'll never make a movie about her, but I've watched every episode, and she's an amazing woman, and I also want to thank her for making me a better person too. For, you know, we should do this, we should get in, we should help this person, and I don't know, I love her for that.
Absolutely. You know, and we know as well as anyone that the vast majority of people are very supportive of law enforcement, appreciate law enforcement. But sadly, they're not the loudest. The loudest are the ones who are detractors. They're the ones who are the loudest. And I guess...
And politically active.
Politically active, yep.
The silent majority.
And the politicians in this circumstance are all too often proving the old adage of the squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Well, let's overcome that for the families and get out on the streets when they're there and thank them. Not just the ones that gave a sacrifice, but all the potential officers in that line that could be a future death in America. Whew. All right, Pat. Well, I gotta see what Thomas is up to. Thomas, you guys find anything yet?
We have not.
Hey, what was that transmission about an Audi? Was that stolen, or what was that about?
Not stolen, but I looked for all the St. Paul ones and any messages. Wasn't a local.
All right. What do we got that we're looking for? I don't know if Pat has his list today.
I left it in my truck. Looking for a red Sorrento, I know that.
Okay.
A red 2000. Oh, I've got it in the thread.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, nothing hot that Lexus got recovered at MOA. The Minneapolis stolen.
Yeah, and let me know if Minneapolis comes up with anything. I heard they had 3 shootings already today in Minneapolis. Did you hear that, Pat?
I had not. It's crazy.
Yeah, 3 shootings in Minneapolis today. I don't know if they're on the crime page. We should take a look at it.
That red Kia Sorrento. Nora Henry Charlie 696, stolen from 1835 Uni, still stolen. No mention of it being seen on the street at all, though.
Copy that. Stolen.
Thanks, Kyle. Everything okay with the little ones?
Fortunately, yes. Daughter's doing well. Caden seems to be on the upswing here and pulling through his be on the other side of this shortly and happy and healthy.
That's awesome. See, the thing is, backseaters, that's the other thing that gets lost, is these police officers get thought of as just being police officers. These are real humans, real fathers.
Got a couple other callers who are residents in the building.
Mothers.
Emails in the hallway, defecated in the hallway.
With real things that go on at home. Serious illness, serious sickness of children. So sometimes it's the image is just what you see on TV, which isn't always accurate. Live on patrol is probably more accurate than TV.
Oh, definitely.
Except that we're a little younger than the average TV cop.
Well, we can pretend.
Well, age is a state of mind, right? But my point is that cops are real humans. That's another thing that people forget, you know. And I want to say that Pat, can you read this? You don't have to say the name of the person that posted it, but we try to read posts when we can. But this was posted earlier today, and these are the types of things that are meaningful to us, to Pat and I, about what we're doing here.
And we really appreciate this man's words. He says, "Yay, something to watch while at work. Keep up the great job. This show has changed me. I always hated the police. But now, watching Bob's very first episode, and still watch when I'm at work in security at a hospital, I've changed my opinion on law enforcement." And we've seen similar sentiments from a number of backseaters.
That's what makes it feel like it's worthwhile doing, right there.
Yep.
So thank you. So what happened last night? It's been a little slow in the evenings last night, but we got a full crew out there. I'm gonna try to get this sun out of your eyes because it's really bothering mine.
Well, the CAT officers last night assisted St. Paul PD with a traffic stop.
Well, they got a couple guns, right?
And arrested 3. Got some guns.
One of our regulars was in there in the car.
Yep.
We were
Actually,
arrested several times.
2 out of the 3 we know real well.
Oh, I didn't see the other 2, I guess.
357.
They assisted St. Paul PD at 300 Fuller on a group breaking into a vehicle. They were able to make 1 arrest.
Yep.
And they located a... That's funny. I was just looking behind this address.
Ross?
Yeah. They located a Roseville stolen truck behind an address in the 1000 block of Ross with a trailer full of a person's belongings.
Oh. Yeah, we're over here in Minnehaha, Cypress, Forest, Earl area. We have a lot of active participants in this quadrant.
Not sure if it was one of ours, but something made a really quick right turn.
Okay. Quick and quick? Do you think Ellie? Or
look.
Brady?
Nope. Huh.
You would have made it through that light, right? Okay.
Huh. Oh well. It was a large black SUV.
Oh,
That's why I'm not sure.
Okay. I might have made it to 7th before I got there. I think you met Dan Gutterman. Oh, by the way, Nicole is going to be live too, and her and Ashley can talk a little bit about what they're doing in the gun unit now, non-fatal shooting set gun unit. They're just investigating any gun-related incidents.
They really hit the ground running on that too.
They're really doing a good job, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Just really doing a great job. And Sergeant Rich Altieri works with them, and Altieri has been working with the county attorney's office on this project to reduce the number of shootings, and that is you reduce them by arresting the bad guy. So that's the concept here, is to investigate the non-fatal shootings to the same extent that you investigate other shootings. They've been working together. St. Paul has also put 6 investigators on this project. And so collectively, these individuals are working to stop the shootings, arrest the ones. A lot of times people don't cooperate when nobody gets hurt seriously. But they will cooperate if you can talk to them confidentially, or can convince them how important it is.
And they're good at that.
Hey guys, local honey for sale. Got beehives, huh?
I guess.
So we're probably gonna have Nicole visit with you a little bit too. Still making plans for a marathon, of course.
And then get the LEC, I'll be out at 5.
We got all the radios back on in case you're wondering. I don't know, do you still have 3 on or not?
I have.
Well, 3 is the east side where we're at, of course. What time is it?
It is 4:13.
4:13. This is about the time that things start picking up. Kids get out of school and hook up with their friends.
Sometimes get picked up at school by their friends in a stolen car.
Yep. So we have a couple of ongoing suspects living here on Beach Street. They're probably listening. They know we're around. We won't give the address, but
You know that we know.
yeah.
Probably Metro.
5-8.
I'll be clear. There'll be a silver
That person was covering their face so we couldn't see them.
1514.
You see that?
I did.
One of our goals, I mean, if you're really good at keeping track of stuff, and our intelligence unit at the sheriff's office is one of the best,
Absolutely.
right? One of the best. If you're really good at keeping track of things and you work together as a team, you can actually predict violence. Well, I hate to say it, but when I say predicting it, it's not as if we're driving by the truck park bar and saying, oh, something's going to go wrong here. But when these young kids begin shooting at each other and a cycle starts where they're producing videos disrespecting each other, this is based on past history, folks. I'm not saying that
622 clear,
I'm
full
not
form.
saying we can
345
we have a crystal ball, but based on past history, we can tell you one group's going to shoot at another.
That's how the evolution of it goes.
Yeah. And we have ongoing conflict between the two groups over here on the east side. And of course, it evolves around the 2 deaths of 2 of their young friends. I think this conflict at Harding High School was related, which one child was stabbed and killed, related to the conflict that was going on. And we've had several shootings that have related to that.
Yep.
So this last weekend, oh, these kids are so darn cute. Look at them, Pat. Hi, guys. How's your day? You just get done with school or what?
94 and West
Good to see you.
7th Street on the left.
Hey, come here. Come here. We're the police. Come here a minute.
450.
I got a few gift cards. Can you give these to your mom?
Yeah.
Who's the oldest?
Me.
You?
Yeah.
You? Give these to, who's the oldest?
Me.
Well, you give these to your mom, okay? Tell her the police wanted her to have a good day. All right? All right, see you guys later.
See you guys.
I give you one.
Area check Lincoln and Terrace. A Honda CRV with a male driver appeared to have
They
a
were
young
very
female
cute.
passenger
Oh,
who
adorable.
was unconscious. 2 minutes time delay.
So, one of our active auto thieves has moved down here on 3rd Street. And, oh, sorry. Sorry about that. I put the red lights on for the young kids. So they would be afraid of the 2 old guys in a gray Durango. Forgot to turn them off.
Extra 340 cars information on a driving complaint last seen East 94 from Dale Street, a Ford pickup with the plate given John X-ray yellow 923 comes back for a 2013 Ford F-150 blue in color out of St. Louis Park. Seen unable to maintain their lane and driving at inconsistent speeds and driving erratically. Information at 1617.
But I'm going to drive over to the house that got shot up twice this weekend. And, yeah, maybe I won't actually tell you the address, but I do want to point out that it doesn't matter where you live. I mean, it doesn't matter where you live. Someone can drive by your neighborhood and do a drive-by.
Yep.
And it's happened in good neighborhoods, bad neighborhoods. But the reason I mention this is on Saturday night there was a drive-by shooting at this house, and then
3932.
2 nights ago, what is it?
Tuesday night.
Tuesday night. There was another one.
Medics 2075 Highway 36 East, Apartment 206.
The car that one of these, on Sunday night, I think the car that was shot up this weekend was fled from the troopers. And there's a cops alert issued on it. And wasn't located until like 2 hours before the cops alert expired, and I think the St. Paul police decided not to tow it. But it was in the driveway of this house that got shot up. So one of the things that our intel unit does is keep track of all this stuff so we can do some
173.
interventions. It's all about
1751 Colvin Avenue.
It's all about interventions before they shoot each other.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that's key. We're gonna drive by the neighborhood, and then I'm gonna turn it over to Nicole, talk about some of the work that she's doing in this area.
62 can send me Coleman.
Metro 4460 cars for 1050 northbound 35E at J. John.
558 948.
So while we're driving over there, Pat, I don't know if you checked the crime watch page, but maybe you can just read that one. This is just another example. When politicians embolden youth by their rhetoric, this is what happens. I think there was security attacked over there.
Yeah. We need more squads to the Piper building. This is off of a police transmission. We need more squads to the Piper building, 913 East 26th Street. Security is being assaulted by 5 juvenile males in the parking lot.
Is there an additional call for
Well,
female?
and by now,
Still at the location?
the rest of you have seen where those 5 persons assaulted the New York police officer,
Oh, yeah.
and then they were released.
The original
with no
caller
bail.
was the male's mother. She lives in apartment 311.
And, you know, they fled to Arizona.
Really.
Yes, they left the state and went to Arizona. Oh my goodness.
Well, they pull that nonsense down in Arizona.
Yeah, well,
There'll be some more.
Well, that's what the county
severe
attorney in
consequences.
Maricopa County said. No, you're not getting bailed out here.
Yeah, I was going to check that crime page earlier and forgot all about it.
See what those shooting incidences are over in Minneapolis. I'm sure your friends do an amazing job of updating that page. Nicole, by the way, if you're listening, we're going to come to you in about 5 to 10 minutes and talk about your efforts on the non-fatal shooting team, you and Ashley, and sort of the goal there and the mission. And I am going to say, we don't often like to let people know what we know, but these videos that these young kids are releasing, dissing each other, almost in every case, at least between these two gangs, multiple handguns in the videos.
Oh, yeah.
Multiple in these videos. And you know, one of Nicole's goals is, hey, we got to find a way to prosecute people that are young kids that are possessing guns. And
You can't just send them home.
no, at least get the gun. We got to find a way to get the guns too. I mean, they got 5 or 6 or 7 guns in this most recent video that one of our analysts just posted, you know. And if you let that become the norm, where you can post videos of 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds carrying guns. And if you ever watch that Seattle video where they released the body camera footage of the 12 and 13-year-old with the guns in a carjacked car, this is the problem, is that young kids committing crime with guns.
Yep.
So, hey, you afraid I'm going to hit that car behind us? Thankfully,
I just wondered.
Thankfully, Pat, it turned onto the freeway. Like, where'd that car go? That was right in my blind spot, huh? Yeah. No,
Well done.
I get it.
You did it well.
I get it. So we're gonna go over here on Scenic Place. This is, in fact, this is a beautiful neighborhood over here in the Battle Creek area. I'll vouch for every fast food restaurant along this strip. I've eaten everything here, you know, but I'm gonna try to get better at it. See, what am I drinking today?
You are drinking pineapple hint water. Water infused with pineapple essence and
You know,
other
until you
natural
just told me
flavors.
that, I thought that was lemon. There's a lemon there, right? Is that pineapple? Okay. Well, the hint water is a way of trying to not drink so much Mountain Dew, but it's got a hint of pineapple. Let me just say, I'm not going through this as fast as I do. Anyhow, this used to be the Byerly's over here, this high-ten supermarket.
Wonderful supermarket, by the way.
And it used to be the high-ten supermarket on University, remember?
Yep.
I don't know if it's the same owners. Or,
Central 350 cars for 1050.
25 years ago, but I'm imagining the upgrade. So I used to live over here off of McKnight Road when I first started working policing. And but suburban here, I'm going down suburban. This is a beautiful neighborhood, as you can see. Quiet. In the old days, a lot of people that worked for 3M moved here. Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing. And this was close to the job. It was right across the freeway here. And this is Pedersen. So I'm going to turn on Scenic. I'm not going to tell you which house, but one of the houses on Scenic is the one that's been shot up. Wow. Thought there was a squad up there for a minute.
Yeah, every time I turn on here,
Yeah.
that's my first thought.
179, I copy an accident around 2481.
So imagine you're here, and actually, there's been more than just these last 2 shots fired here. But remember, there was a body that was dumped right here
Yep.
about last year. So there was a murder, and a body was dumped right here where we're at on the street. And it's bizarre. The whole thing's bizarre because of what a bedroom community it is. Mostly 3-bedroom ramblers, I guess. But peaceful. Peaceful.
And now the neighbors are being subjected to this.
But the reason I mention this shooting is when somebody shoots at your house and your car and you got 2 little babies, there's little kids inside this house. I went to the house, I talked to the son's mom and his sister, and they got 2 little ones, 3-year-olds in there. And, you don't take it that well, right?
Right.
Now, the right thing to do is help us catch who it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, in today's world, a lot of people don't help us. Instead, they retaliate themselves.
Exactly.
And we don't really get the strategy of this retaliation, because it usually always escalates to death, right?
Yep.
But I think the theory is, if I shoot back, maybe they'll stop shooting at me. That's the theory. But it doesn't really work.
No.
It just keeps escalating. So, I'm going to turn you over to Nicole here in a minute. Nicole, you able to take it for 20 minutes?
375 copy these suspicious. Haha, getting up for a occupied vehicle.
I don't know if you've been listening, but I told them about your new role in guns and shootings. If you guys can talk about that a little bit, and how important it is to investigate and de-escalate.
From Minneapolis on an erratic driver eastbound on Marshall into St. Paul vehicle.
Want me to just trade batteries?
Hang on.
Conservation partial plate update Bravo Echo. Driving erratically going through stop signs. Information only at 1628.
It's probably a stolen car coming across the Marshall Bridge, but I didn't really catch all of it, did you?
No.
Jesus. Maybe hang on. Anybody get the description of that car?
173's pulling up.
On scene 1629. I copy en route 750 Milton Unit 908 for a disorderly female pounding on the caller's door at 1629.
Hello.
Want me to just swap batteries so you can keep that channel on there?
Sure. All right, we're going to send you over to Nicole now, and we will be back. Thanks for listening, and
Copy 62, you can be clear.
if you didn't catch the beginning of this broadcast, we'd really appreciate it if you go back and listen.
Don't miss that. Oh my god. What did you eat?
It tastes like it's a Sprite.
Welcome back, backseaters. Right now we're southbound White Bear from Beam and Maplewood. I I have never been live during the day, so it's definitely a little bit different for me. Ashley is with me, so hopefully we can answer some questions on our new spot, provide some clarification on what we're doing now. The new role has been a lot different for me. I have never worked I'm not going to call it a desk job, but I've never worked a job where I don't go out and spend 90% of my time out on the street, kind of looking for things to come up.
It doesn't appear that he's on scene. He's saying he can see it through the camera. I can clarify.
So this is definitely different. We're kind of taking in information that other people give us and then working investigations off of that.
Copy.
Oh my gosh. You guys, I'm crying laughing. Oh my gosh.
One of the things that's most important to what makes our unit successful, and then some of the different units in the sheriff's office, is just kind of building relationships with people. The sheriff had mentioned talking to people confidently, or in confidence, and then talking to family members as well. So that's one of the things that we've been putting a priority on, is when we see kids that are having issues or maybe drama at school or having beef at school, we try to go talk to parents and then siblings, teachers, counselors, to see maybe who these kids are beefing with, because we don't know everybody, and we don't know everybody's relationship to other people. So it's good to talk to people who are involved in these kids' lives, who know a little bit more than what we do at first, and then we can hopefully learn and fill in some of the gaps on the back end to then hopefully prevent some of these violent acts that these kids are doing, which is something that I've never been used to. It wasn't something that I ever thought about when I was growing up, but it's just different right now.
The sheriff has a written statement from the landlord stating the male is not supposed to be on the premises. Black male, 18 years old, 5'3", wearing a black hoodie and has dreadlocks.
So Ashley started in the unit
God, in November?
Back in November. It was just her and one other supervisor who was kind of split between various different roles. So she spent a lot of time kind of looking at past shooting involved cases. Why don't you tell them about your McCarran's shots fired?
Oh, yeah. We had reopened a case from 2021. It was just a shots fired over at McCarran's Beach, over by the boat launch, if you guys know where that is, off of Rice Street in Lavender, just a little bit north of there. And we had recovered, I think, 16 casings and a cell phone that we ended up testing the casings for DNA, and also put it through NIBINs, which gave us some other information, gave us a good suspect. Unfortunately, so we sent that case into the county attorney's office for charging, and they ended up declining it.
We got to follow up with the county attorney to see kind of where their rationale is at. Not saying that they're wrong in their decision, but just as a learning piece for us for next time. Maybe there's something that we could have done better, or maybe they just didn't think that the case that we presented was strong enough to put a charge on somebody.
Yeah. New unit, so we'll get the kinks figured out with that.
We've been able to develop some good working relationships with other agencies and other resources in general. That was mainly Ashley. It was before I was moved into the unit. But one of them was the NIBINs that she's talking about are, it's data that we can recover from spent shell casings, whether that's in a drive-by shooting, or you find it in a vehicle, or you get a call of shots fired and you are able to recover casings. We can take those casings and turn them into the ATF. The ATF will then put them into their machine and kick back a bunch of information to us from that round. They can actually pinpoint each round and which firearm they came from. So
yeah, each firearm leaves a unique imprint after it's fired, so it's very easy for them to tie that casing back to a firearm. So it gives us a lot of great information, helps us kind of pinpoint where suspects are hanging out. You know, we get some casings recovered in St. Paul, some recovered in, you know, neighboring agencies, Minneapolis. So it's all really great information.
180 Tango.
We had a case, Sergeant Suki and I arrested someone who fled from us at the Cherry Pit. He had a stolen firearm in his possession. We sent that firearm's casing in to be tested, and it came back with a NIBINs hit for a shooting that happened at Rice in Winnipeg. So the firearm was stolen. The day after it was stolen, whoever was in possession of it did a shooting at Rice in Winnipeg, which matched the gun that we recovered. So it's pretty cool to see the technology nowadays. That is not something that I knew was that high tech prior to getting into the unit. I knew that NIBINs were a thing, and I would occasionally see them on reports. But I guess I never understood how accurate they were and how much data they can actually provide.
Copy 1638.
We're actually working on not me personally, but we as a unit are working on a test firing policy. That's going to allow us to, if we recover a firearm, or if patrol or a different unit recovers a firearm, we can test fire that at our range, take that casing directly to the ATF, and get those NIBIN reports back within 8 hours, or essentially 1 day of a turnaround. The BCA is a fantastic resource, but they are so backlogged right now that getting a result back on really anything is a breath of fresh air to get it back within a day. I know that the Airbnb case got a lot of special recognition, just given the totality of everything, how many firearms were recovered, how many of them had switches, how many juveniles were in the house. That case is kind of a long investigation going, just stemming on how are these people getting firearms. And that's going to be one of our main goals for this unit, is figuring out how people are actually getting firearms, whether it's stealing it from vehicles, having someone else purchase them, using illegal funds to purchase things. Whatever the reason is that they're getting it, we want to know how guns are getting into the wrong people's hands, and then therefore when we figure that out, we can do a better job of preventing that, or hopefully.
Yeah, I think another big thing that we're going to try and focus on is something that we call straw purchasing, right? So someone who is able to legally purchase a firearm will go and
180 on
purchase a firearm for somebody else, and they just
Copy.
continue that cycle. So all of a sudden, you know, we're getting, you know, this information back that this person has purchased, you know, 8 firearms that have been recovered by various different agencies. You know, why is that person purchasing so many firearms, and how are they getting into the hands of these other people? You know, are they going out and selling them, or giving them to their friends, or whatever it is? So those people end up getting charged on the back end. Usually that's a federal offense with the ATF that kind of takes that. So trying to work on a good partnership with them and try and take a peek at some of those cases.
I don't know exactly what you have to do in Minnesota to sell your firearms, but if you sell something like a firearm, or, you know, really anything else, something that's got your name on it, like a vehicle, but more importantly a firearm, keep track of who you sell it to. Keep your own records. Don't trust that somebody else is going to keep records for you. Take a picture of their driver's license, get a good phone number, get an accurate address. I mean, like I said, I don't know. I've never sold a firearm in Minnesota, but just keep good records in case something does happen. For example, I was trying to follow up on a firearm that we had taken from a juvenile that was equipped with an auto sear. It was not coming back as stolen, which you can assume that any firearm, not any firearm, but majority of firearms that are equipped with auto sears are likely stolen. Whether they're coming back or not, it's just as stolen. They're not in the right hands. Well, I followed up with, it started actually, the firearm used to be a duty gun for an officer down in a Dakota County agency. They legally sold it to somebody else, and it had passed hands probably 8 different times, and I was able to follow up with 8 or so of them, and then got to a dead end. What was that? John George Victor 122.
New message. New message. New message.
Go back. There's a vehicle back there that's got a cop's alert for a theft, so we're just gonna go back and see if it's occupied or not. I don't think it was. It was parked on the side. Minnehaha and Hazelwood checking on a vehicle that's got a cop's alert for stop and ID for theft. I'm not sure if it's occupied or not. Barclay, Hazelwood area.
I'm right there.
Did we pass it?
No, it was parked back there.
I don't know.
I don't know where it's at.
Oh, it was.
232 Tango. 236.
JG,
238.
I did?
Yeah, it's right on here.
240.
240.
243.
This black one. I don't think it was
248.
there the second time I drove by with it.
48.
Or black.
250. 552.
Is there a
You as well. Any other central spots for 1700 EOT? Negative response. You guys offered
Yeah, there's someone in it now. Facing westbound on Haha.
What's the plate?
John George Victor 122.
Okay. 343. Have a good night. 1649.
And they're pulling out. Gonna be going back eastbound on Minnehaha.
Can you let them know exactly where you're stopping?
Yeah, we're East Haha, coming up to White Bear, signaling to a northbound White Bear. Just let me get through
On
there.
that plan rolling. Wait for right now.
Yeah, he's pulling over here just before the intersection.
White male, support, been billed, wearing navy blue sweatsuit, took dreadlocks and blue hat. 178 single copy.
169 copy. Just a couple blocks out. $170, where are you calling?
Affirm. Can you assist 178 Tango on the disorderly?
Absolutely.
Copy 169, you can meet.
Copy.
1648.
How was it?
Copy 170 affirm.
170 copy, thank you.
1648.
$261.
261.
Give me that case number.
Your case number is 031811.
031. These are the first three, right?
Affirmative. 031811.
Thank you.
You're welcome. 1648.
We're good here. Wrong. $367 Tango.
367 Tango.
You can send me a pending.
New message. Incident assigned.
Alias, go to assist 1144th Street, permit 104.
Updated.
One of my neighbors says they can hear a male and a female screaming.
New message.
377 Tango, we can take that too.
New message.
You muted?
No, do it. Should I be?
Maybe.
Your incident has been updated. New message.
I'm just gonna tell them who it was then.
New message.
Take a picture of their. Just grab a picture when we go back up there. Of their clothing. Are they brothers?
I must be. I think they got the same address.
Just grab a picture once you go up there.
Yeah. Did it give us a suspect description? The cops did.
No, just all occupants.
that can break 1485 7th Street East for a CSC. Caller stating she was sexually assaulted by a male named Callie, Somalia male, 40s to 50s, still in the apartment building, wearing a red jacket and black pants.
Five three four. Just be advised. 523. 535.
We're clear.
The call is 1485 East 7th Street on a CSC where the suspect's still there. We're headed there now. If you guys
Watch out.
around 1485 East 7th. Gabby.
Clear me for this, please. Report. Was it 1485? My lights on?
We don't see an 85.
No, actually, we're too close.
65.
1485.
For Canada Alarm at 119 Thames Avenue.
They did say the suspect is known.
Lights on, please.
There's a couple more spots I can start over. 1485 7th Street.
Okay, yeah, you're good.
2755. 2755.
There is no 1485. The numbers end at 1465. If maybe
So
we
is it
can do a callback.
red and Somali male?
Small male, 40 to 50.
Wearing red?
Yep. Red sweatshirt, black pants.
Sorry, disregard. We're on Minnehaha.
Gabby.
St. Paul's there.
You guys there? Yeah, just pulling up.
Three 6-7 Tango. I'm seeing with the victim right now.
Copy, I was the victim.
I'll be 23 in just a couple blocks. I'm going to drive by and see what I can see and wait for squad.
Copy, 1655. One 78 Tango. 178 Tango. Counter subject crossing Comet. An issue at Chipotle. All squads can clear advice. Copy 182, you can clear.
182, I copy.
1655.
165, can I get my case number?
165, your case number is 031806.
Copy 6.
How come 256? 4442.
So not this one was further down.
About a different building.
Yeah.
Copy.
They're thinking it happened at the next apartment buildings at the cross.
I'm gonna go look at The area.
Clarence?
Yeah, I'm gonna go look to the area then. Or Hazelwood too.
Please change your call to a DOC and clear guard. Copy. 56.
Tango, 367 Tango. Can you BCA name for me? Khalid Jabbar.
Anybody in intel? Yeah, go ahead.
Did you copy the name? They're looking for an address on this call.
Callie Abdul, 40 to 50 years old. They're saying it happened at these brick apartments to the west on 7.
Yeah, I was wondering if intel could confirm his address. Probably that's where he lives.
Is there through over here?
Yeah, the sheriff just came through. Oh, okay.
New message.
Bravo 681 EOT. Judy and Emmerich, can you copy that? Can you look up that information for the guy's address on the call?
I think that there's nobody matching in DBS of that address.
So the first
Did you,
apartments
clear
that we
address? And the,
went to,
who else might live there?
not the actual apartment that the crime took place.
We're at 1447. 7.
Alright, let's back down there. So now they found the right spot, but we were looking for the correct
Are they cleared into your
building to look for.
We're going to be at the 1487 address.
Copy.
Is there a suspect here?
Odegaard's Somali male, 40 to 50 years old, red top, black bottoms.
Run DC came to the bed.
Yeah.
2025. Indian squad.
New
Kill your
message.
fire.
New message.
And 59, can you put
New
me out on the
message.
best foot?
New message. New message. New message.
Yeah, Copy. The suspect was not wearing that clothing description that's what the caller was wearing. We don't have that description yet of the suspect.
So,
The description is going to be a Somali male, 5'9", a lot of facial hair, red shirt, hard jeans, and a hat with a New York logo on it.
I can check that
back there.
there.
But he's at a
Copy.
green
A Somali male, 5'9", a lot of facial hair,
What'd you say?
red shirt,
He's up
wearing
by
New York
like a
hat.
green
Yeah, I
key
saw
up
that.
there.
5'9", he looked taller than 5'9", though.
Yeah.
But we'll just go check on him.
286.
So you can see we're getting a lot of
Mixed.
just kind of mixed information. I will talk about the traffic stop once we're clear with this call, but you can see how chaotic these calls can be when we're getting only just bits and pieces of information, and then we're making inferences and judgment calls based off of the information that we're getting, which, as you can tell, we've been wrong a handful of times already. No facial hair. It's ripping out of here.
to get a location for this.
Battery's tired.
Just we gotta meet.
So they're still trying to figure out, they've got an accurate description right now of the suspect. What we were airing before was incorrect. That was what the victim and our, or maybe not the victim, but our complainant was actually wearing. So now we have a little bit of a different suspect description.
361, just to confirm, 1447 7th Street at the 3rd floor northeast corner apartment. Is that correct?
That's when you described it as the 3rd floor. If you go up from the front, it's the back right side.
Copy, we're gonna knock. But a tenant is saying that it's a Mexican couple. We'll knock.
Copy. We'll work on a better apartment.
361, what's the apartment number you're trying?
Apartment number 8.
Gabby, in contact with apartment 8.
Kind of angle it so you guys can kind of see what they're doing.
Check if there's any history of apartment number 8.
Negative, no history there, just history in 11 and 3, both of them domestic.
Anybody near the victim? It'd be good to confirm how they came up with the number. I know they said it was a building for a block or two east, west, but there's 3 identical buildings here. Just wonder if she knew the number or she just guessed, or someone picked it out. In 361, maybe just have the other squads stand by outside and go to the next building.
So if you're just tuning in, we're on scene for a possible CSC where the suspect is still on scene. Not exactly sure the details, if the suspect is known, and maybe the ages of them. I'm not sure any of those details, but the victim had pointed out this building here, so they're working on figuring out an actual unit, suspect name, and working the investigation from there. As for that last traffic stop that we made,
No answer at apartment number 8.
there are
No answer to apartment 8.
cops alerts. Cops alert stands for Keep Our Police Safe. It's an alert that goes on a vehicle that, or a person, that law enforcement puts on a vehicle.
Katie, I don't know that this number is valid. It is 1447, so there's 2 buildings to the west here. Originally, she didn't know the number. She just said a building.
I gotta go back to my call. But yeah, I can go on a person or a vehicle. It can be anything from a misdemeanor stop and ID to a felony hold, and essentially arrest and hold. For us, this was on a vehicle. It was just for theft, a misdemeanor theft. And what it read to us, so it gives the vehicle license plate, gives a description of the vehicle, and it says, excuse me, attempt to locate, stop and ID all occupants of a vehicle for a theft that occurred in Fridley. Please advise Fridley PD, basically of what you find. It doesn't say anything else about the level, any suspect description or anything like that. Not that it has to, but sometimes they do have more Sometimes they do have more information there. Sometimes they have enough information there that they want you to search a vehicle.
367 Tango, take 4.
But in this case, it was just IDing the suspects or the occupants of the car. So we stopped him. The driver also did not have a seatbelt on.
The next driving squad, if they could meet me around back from the
He was fine to deal with. He expressed his discern of why we stopped him or being accused of something. We never accused him of anything. It just said that we're just kind of the messengers to just identify who they are. So either they can identify them as a suspect or rule them out of being a suspect. And that's some things that sometimes people forget, is that maybe it wasn't you, but it's very easy to rule you out if we just chat with you and they can compare the video or whatever they have later on. So then we release them, we call into our dispatch, we get the cops alert taken off.
180 Tango.
And then we notify Anoka of everybody who was identified. I took a picture of the guy just so that maybe it makes it a little bit easier for Anoka to compare video surveillance to the clothing. The cops alert was issued. And it expires on the 25th, so it was issued 2 days ago. So probably doesn't have the same clothing on, but you never know.
72 hours issued a day.
Expires on the 25th tomorrow.
Today's 22nd.
Oh, wasn't gonna have that. Issued today, so he probably doesn't have the same clothing on.
If it's him.
If it's him.
380. 380. We'll be a few of us containing 1439 7th Street, just in case of this apartment complex. Copy. Also containing 1439 7th Street, which is the address to the west.
We got a guy that's recording on the sidewalk here. I don't know if he's in camera view. Completely within his rights to do so. If he wants to do that, he absolutely can do that. The only time that we basically ask people not to is when they're interfering with something that law enforcement is doing, or something that, you know, any first responder is doing, basically. But this guy, he is across the street. He's not bothering anybody. He's just recording. Which, like I said, he is well within his rights to do so.
Sixer. 6-7.
For fraud, 940 County EFO, female trying to cash a stolen check. Caucasian, 5'8", 120 pounds, wearing a black hoodie and jeans.
6-3, copy.
Well, what do you think, Ashley? Tell him where you worked before you worked at Ramsey County. Tell him a little bit about yourself. Tell him what you did at Roseville.
Minutes ago, they heard some arguing and stuff coming from the third floor, and then a short time later, run off the building. Unknown if it was the victim or
let's see. I grew up in White Bear Lake. Then I went to Mankato for my bachelor's degree. After that, I got a job over at Roseville PD. I was there for, gosh, just short of 4 years, I think, when I was over there. Just over 4 years. Before I came over to Ramsey County. I've been at the county for a year and a half or so. Yeah, it's kind of all I got. When I was at Roseville, I was on their crime scene team, their negotiations team.
Unknown what specific room.
Other than that, it's not too much to know. I don't know.
361, we're talking to FLETCHER, take your. He's saying that
southeast corner, 3rd floor.
You were in the military?
It's an African guy or a Somali
Yep,
guy
I was in the
that lived
military in
there.
the Army National Guard for 6 years. So I enlisted right, I think my first semester that I got to college, so I took a semester off to go to basic training in AIT, and then came home and finished up my schooling, so
7th Street.
good life experience. I don't know.
Chris, can you ask if she noticed any cameras on the apartment door? 377.
Oh, we were just talking about
She's taking over with the questions.
kind of, I mean, with the whole Burnsville tragedy, we're just kind of talking about when leaders of an organization are able to take their own time to deal with everything, to cope, to think about the way that they're feeling, and to kind of move on for themselves. And you know, are they allowed to do it at the same time as everybody else, or do they need to basically wait? And we were kind of talking with one of my other kind of mentors, he's a command sergeant major in the Army, and he was high-ranking admin at RAMSEY County, and he told me that flat out, if the leader of an organization is unable to take care of themselves and work through what they're dealing with, then they're unable to lead an organization, and they're basically useless. Those are my words, not his. But if you can't take care of yourself and you can't lead effectively, then you're not doing what you need to be doing in that spot. And I know the sheriff had talked about how he enjoys working to get his mind off of things. Well, he has been doing this job for 40 years. He, by now, I think probably has a good grasp on what he needs to do to take care of himself so that he can be the best leader that he can be. I also enjoy working. I think it's great to get my mind off of things. There's so many things going on at work that it's hard to sit and think about kind of what that elephant in the room is. But just make sure that you're taking care of each other. That doesn't go for just law enforcement. That goes for everybody, no matter what job or how old you are. Just make sure you're taking care of each other, your loved ones, checking in on each other, making sure that you can make someone's life a little bit easier versus being kind of the thorn in someone's side.
Somali, not a copy.
So I think they're still working on getting some accurate suspect locations down. I don't know if that deals with units or not. Not in the apartment building. I know everyone's heard the saying of too many chefs in the kitchen. So I don't need to be just another person in there clogging up space. I can clog up space in my car. But Ashley's got an appointment that she's got to get at for 6, so I have to drop her off at her car. Well, what's something that you think you've learned since being an investigator and working some of these cases?
But these investigations can take a long time. Like, they're not always something that goes by, quickly. Like, it takes a lot of time and effort and following up and putting the pieces together to actually make a decent case that they're actually going to charge. So, yeah, I mean, it's just, I know people get frustrated waiting for something to be done, or, you know, for someone to get charged with the crime, but it really does take us a little bit to actually get it to a point where it's going to be effective and not just get declined. So,
Would you consider yourself a patient person?
I think I'm patient.
Keep on your own with
Other people might not agree, but
Yeah, there's some investigations that seem to go by so quick, take minimal effort, and then there's others that just, you feel like you work your butt off and you haven't made any headway whatsoever. I don't know which is better or more rewarding. They're different types of rewarding, because it is very satisfying to sometimes close out a case and have a good resolution. You know, you see bad guy, you arrest bad guy admits to whatever they did, case closed, easy. But sometimes those are not as just rewarding as working and trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together, talking to different people, and being able to find out something that maybe a different investigator couldn't, or if you initially looked at the case, you didn't think it was going to be a solvable case. We just went to a training yesterday, an in-service training. One of the investigators from our general investigations unit put on it was more geared towards patrol, but I like to go to that stuff. I am not too good to go to a training on report writing. So you can always learn something new, and especially coming from a different person that maybe you haven't spent a lot of time with. It's always good to get someone else's different view. But so that I thought was a really good training. The investigator putting it on used real cases from our Ramsey County Patrol unit. She went through and she said all of the good things that everybody did, and then she went through and she said these are the areas that we need improvement. And then she actually pointed out a couple of things saying that these are unacceptable things that we cannot do again. And it wasn't anything, you know, dangerous to anybody or case altering. They were just things that these are really minute tasks that we need to expect better from ourselves, and we need to hold ourselves to a higher standard.
yeah, and it's always good to have the constructive criticism. Everybody can always improve on something. You know, no one's ever perfect, so it's good to hear that stuff sometimes, or be reminded that we can always do a little bit better.
Yeah, it's no matter how. I am not one to speak because I haven't been on the job long enough, but I've heard it from people who have 20, 25, 30 years on that they're always learning new things. And when I was at Maplewood, I had absolutely fantastic FTOs, both as people, as officers, experienced officers, well-rounded, and that's every day they're like, we're still learning new things. And that was, a 15, a 16, a 13, and a 12-year cop that I had. So if these people who I think are already great officers are saying, yeah, I'm still learning every day, then, we all can be doing the same thing. Ashley went and talked to, I won't say the name of the bar, but it was on White Bear Ave. Went and spoke to the owner, who had someone walk into the bar with a sawed-off shotgun under their arm and raise it up to point it at some of the other patrons.
Yeah, what was he? He was upset that he wasn't being served fast
enough at a full bar.
So then he went out to his truck, came back in with a sawed-off shotgun, was threatening people with it. So it's just,
I mean, those are some of the cases that when she didn't have as many cases to look at, she looked at that for St. Paul and went through a list of hundreds of vehicles and ran every single vehicle to look for the registered owner, to then compare it with the still shots that were collected from video surveillance. And the bar security gave a great description of the vehicle. It had some different, like, aftermarket, distinct aftermarket features about it that made it very noticeable if you found the right car.
And we did. We got a good vehicle, a good suspect, so
that ended up
passed all that information off. So
St. Paul was able to do their job. Hopefully it made their job a little bit easier, handing that off and get a good case charged on a guy who should not have a firearm and should serve some jail time for that. I mean, it was a very scary video. I can't imagine what those patrons were feeling, because I've never been in a situation like that, but they completely hit the deck. I mean, they were in fear for their lives, as they should have been.
I think he was a regular over there, right?
Regular of bars, not that bar.
Okay.
Bars off of 7th.
Bars off of 7th. Well, if it's gonna happen there, it has a potential to happen anywhere. So.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Hopefully, we'll start off better next time. Be safe, everybody.
The Maplewood Police Department, where I used to work.
Darren or Joe, if one of you cover our corner, we're going to leave. I'll cover you guys.
If anyone lives in Maplewood, these are great walking paths. I used to walk them when it was slow sometimes at night, just to get out and stretch my legs for 20 minutes after sitting in the car for a couple hours straight. It's really nice around the lake or the little pond that they have, but it's safe. It's right next to the police department. It's not a ton of people. There's pretty decent lighting throughout most of it. On my left, it's 2050 White Bear. I hope you never have to go there, but if you have to pay a traffic citation for Maplewood, that's where you gotta go. One of the backseaters had called into our front desk staff at the patrol station and had asked for me to kind of talk about where I see myself in 5 to 10 years in this job. I spent some time thinking about it, and I don't actually have a good answer. A couple of years ago, or I guess when I was first starting, if you would have asked me what I wanted to do in 5 years, it would have been being on patrol still. And then in 10 years, it probably would have been in a specialty unit, kind of like a street crimes or maybe a narcotics specialty unit. But it's hard for me to answer that question now because I don't know. I've had so many things thrown at me in a very positive way, where I am still trying to be a sponge and soak everything up and actually figure out where my niche is and what I want to be doing in the next 5 to 10 years. I do not see myself promoting. That is one thing that I It's not one of my aspirations. Not saying that I will never do it or that I'm opposed to it, but that's not something where I am setting a goal for myself, is to be promoted. So there's a couple things that I don't want to see myself doing. I can cross those off the list, and that's one of them. That being a school resource officer, that is a very, very vital job. It is just not the right spot for me. Anything that is kind of on like the civil side or an FTO, even the training unit, like they're all extremely important. They are just not something that I think I would be very good at. So maybe I can kind of narrow it down from there where I see myself, but I hope that answers the question at least a little bit. But I don't have a very strong answer myself, unfortunately, which is fine. The sheriff has provided me more opportunities than I could have ever asked for, and therefore it has
3 and 2, Todd to 4.
Changed my thinking of this job and where I want to be and what I want to be doing.
3 and 2, Todd, you go to 4, please.
We'll see where Sergeant Suki is in a few years. I joke with him and tell him that when he's done, I'm done. So maybe we'll both be retired in 6 years.
3 and 2, Tango, Todd, you go to 4.
I'm not actually old enough to retire, guys.
John.
So it looks like they have figured out a full name, birthday for the suspect in relation to that CSC. So we're gonna float back that way. Not like a ton that we're gonna do, but in case we see them walking around, or if they need help on the exterior of things, we'll just be in the area. Thank you everyone for the support. I know a lot of times after tragic events, there's so many people that come to light showing their support and their gratitude towards us. Thank you. Even if you're thinking nice thoughts, thank you. I've had so many people reach out, so many people just during my everyday things when I'm at work, you know, if I stop somewhere to grab food, or if I'm out somewhere in public, people will make it a point to stop and say thank you and to tell me how much they appreciate everything that we do for them. So thank you for that. If you've said thank you to someone, or if you've, like I said, if you've even thought a nice thought, thank you for that. It's much appreciated. There is an unwaverly amount of support that we get. It's just sometimes that stuff gets pushed down by louder voices, or just like the feelings that we have for ourselves. But please don't think that your support goes unnoticed, because it does not.
Okay, thanks for call 4 here. I'll be leaving in just a little bit.
Copy, code 4, 1731.
There are definitely some pros and cons to moving to the gun unit. I miss being on the road a lot. We have not really been at our desks working. We've been out talking to people, out looking at addresses, doing surveillance, conducting interviews. So we've been out of the office, but it's not the same as the same type of road work. When you're out on the street, I can drive wherever I want and just look for crime.
North, 363 famous footwear. 3 people stole from the store in black and black sedan.
I can look for people that I want to stop. I can sit on a house if I want. I can just drive around if I want. Versus now, I kind of, it feels like I kind of have to have a purpose to leave the office, which I know isn't true. It's just, that's just a thing that I'm kind of feeling. But that is probably the most negative, or the most con that I have. There's a ton of pros with it. Our schedule lines up a lot better now. It completely lines up, whereas before we were going like 5 days without seeing each other.
The stolen at 2100 Snelling, Roseville. 3 Somalis, famous footwear, committed a theft. Left in a gray Subaru.
I have a great partner. Ashley is great to work with. I learn a lot from her with everything. She's very good at her job. She's very good at talking to people, very good at working more complex cases. She has a niche for finding the missing piece that everybody else seems to miss. So I have a lot to learn with that. I need to learn a little bit more patience. So that will come. And overall, the clientele during days is a lot different than the clientele at night. I will be the first person to admit that I like dealing with the clientele at night 10 times better than I do during the day. Easier to talk to, easier just to kind of shoot the breeze with, so to say. So it'll take a little bit of getting used to, but I'm always open to trying new things. So when I was deciding if I was going to take the spot, I thought, well, what harm can come from it? Can I learn something new? Can I try something new? If I don't like it, can I go back? That was one of them too. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't locking myself into something I wasn't gonna like. But it's been good so far. I'm so grateful that the sheriff has offered me these opportunities for everything.
The assist 439 Lawson, assisting the caller, a phone that they have tracked to the location. They're going to be waiting in a black Ford Escape.
So it seems like everybody's clearing from that CSC, so we're gonna go back out to trying to look for things. I am in short sleeves today. 52 and sunny. Pat's at 48, but he missed out on a couple degrees. And I'm not gonna cut it short. So 52 and sunny. was, I think, the high that I saw today, and I am so happy in a short sleeve. I'm not working throughout the night though. The other guys are, so maybe they would be a little bit chillier at night, but I soaked up the sun. And we actually just got back from Florida. We were in Clearwater watching the women's softball collegiate tournament. We all got pretty burnt down there. And just to clarify, that burp was Ashley. It was not me. She did not know that we were recording. I don't want to take the blame for what she did. I will throw her under the bus for that. It was completely not me. And then she couldn't compose herself because I pointed out how we were recording at that time. But what a great introduction for her.
Bravo 485 UD.
But when we were down in Florida, I think we got 2 days of sun and then 2 days of rain, which kind of sucked. But it was better than the snow that was here. Ashley actually got some blisters on her forehead.
She wanted you to get the phone number to 3.
But we went down there with a group of us. It was Ashley, Sergeant Suki, Sarah Naglaski, who works out on patrol, one of our dispatch supervisors, and then myself. So it was a good group. We went down there, got a big house to rent, had a lot of fun. We went to Horse Soldier, the distillery. I can't remember what the distillery is actually called, but it's the Horse Soldier Distillery. And we had dinner there. The dinner was fantastic. The environment was top notch. Service was great. Everything about that place was fantastic. So if you guys are in that area, even if you don't like bourbon, they have a bunch of other stuff that you can try. But they were fantastic. The venue and the restaurant themselves, that was super cool. But I would recommend that to anybody. That was great. And I learned kind of where the name Horse Soldier came from. Google it, but it's a veteran-owned business, and I'm all about supporting our vets. So that was great. We went to a cigar lounge kind of by the beach. I don't smoke cigarettes. I never have. I do enjoy cigars, though. There's not much more relaxing than sitting in a nice kind of chill environment, having a cigar. I'm not really a big drinker, but I do kind of like some mixed drinks and some bourbons. I see there's a couple comments on Facebook of someone that's feeling kind of down. Down on how you're feeling. If you want to talk to somebody, you can call into dispatch, our Ramsey County Dispatch. Tell them you want to talk to me, and I will call you directly, and we can figure out a plan to hopefully make your night a little bit better and see what we can do to fix some of your issues. So if you're actually feeling like harming yourself, please call into dispatch. I will call you directly, and we can chat. We're going to head this way towards a stolen that was at the Foot Locker off Snelling in Roseville. It's a group of people went in, stole some shoes, left in a stolen vehicle. We'll take this direction because the scene is, or the background is super pretty with that sunset, but it's also in the right direction anyways. crazy how beautiful a sunrise or a sunset can be. Especially with some of these backgrounds, the skyline from downtown St. Paul. It's beautiful.
Tell me about the begins in relation, please.
Cabin 1742.
Can I get 307 36 on standby, he's on the phone.
It sounds like the sheriff is gonna take you guys back here within the next few minutes. So it's definitely been different. I'm used to it being pitch black out when I'm on. Not as many cars, not as many people. But it's definitely been different. Not bad different though. But hopefully we'll have some new things to talk about with the gun unit coming up here. Like I said, we're kind of starting from scratch. It's a new unit. It's new to everyone. New to the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office, the St. Paul Police Department, the county attorney. It's new to everybody. So that's one thing that I think is super cool about it is we can kind of make it how we want to. We can kind of put our own twist and flavor in it. But it also means that there's a lot of groundwork that needs to be done. Building relationships, figuring out your core group of people that you're going to be focusing your energy on, how to get cases charged, what to work around for search warrants. There's so much stuff to learn with that. I'm completely up for the challenge. I know Ashley is as well. Fortunately, we have a great support system at the Sheriff's Office with a very supportive admin. So I'm super excited to see what we can kind of make this unit into. Lots of guns with switches out there. Something that there is absolutely no reason for these kids to be having guns in general, but guns with switches. And hopefully we can make a dent in that. And not just by arresting people, but by getting guns off of the street in whatever way possible.
378, can you take 4?
Gray Subaru, a 2014 gray Subaru. It's taken without keys. The suspects, 3 Somali males, one wearing a black jacket, one wearing a maroon sweater, and we do not have a clothing description for the third one.
5184.
5184.
5959.
Go ahead.
Clear assist and back out on off 2.
Copy.
So if that's the license plate, I forgot to give that. Sorry, guys. Henry X-Ray Tom 684. Henry X-Ray Tom 684.
Checking your status.
So we're gonna take Uni down, see if maybe they pop out on here, or maybe I can see them traveling the other way. And although that's not super ideal for me to get turned around,
7126, you can pin that lock
hopefully
up.
someone else can pick it up then if we spot it.
Copy 7234. 3 or 4 copies, thank you.
But because of the time delay, we're just gonna go up to Dale and turn around and see if we maybe see it on the way back. Maybe they grabbed a snack. at McDonald's or stopped at the gas station to fill up their stolen vehicle.
First 71 to the reverse, take the red, please. Copy. Maybe 173.
73.
APD 3202 White Bear, Culver's 2 vehicles, not blocking, no injuries, port sedan and a Mitsubishi, black color.
Copy.
On the left-hand side, just left of the red arrow stick, you'll see a
378 is going to try to call us.
white horizontal line. It was just vertical up and down, and now it's horizontal. If you didn't know what those were, those are for the Metro Transit LRV operators. Vertical up and down means they're good to go. Traffic control lights, but
Heading to that 17.
if you didn't know, that's what it's there for. I'll shoot up Rice Street.
Hey, yeah, if you're free, we could take a third squad for an arrest.
Definitely copy. If you also got regular independent calls at the table. Copy.
Oh, let's look and see what Maplewood's doing.
378, no answer. Buffalo calls.
A lot of calls on the board
Yeah, no
right
answer on
now.
multiple calls. 1749.
So just give me a second. Alright, so this is in Maplewood.
Can you put a pending in for voice page?
16-year-old patient walked in with a stab wound on his hand. Patient stated that his stepdad was playing with a knife. Incidental, his stepdad's not on scene. He would like to make a report of the incident. Patient walked into the clinic 2 o'clock.
No, it rang and then went to voicemail. Copy, we got no
So it looks like
ringtone from the hallway.
Maplewood's out on scene at the house. And plan on making an arrest. I'm assuming for the dad.
The property manager. Looks like she's got cameras in the rear of the building, so we're trying to see if we get anything on camera.
Status.
I read a post on Facebook that little Susie was jumping on the hoods of cars yesterday.
Captain, do you want a second to start for your stop?
I've not seen her in a little while though. Hope she's doing good.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Northbound Rice Street, coming up to Atwater. So earlier I talked about that shooting that happened, the shots fired, that we traced back to that stolen gun that Sergeant Suki and I recovered. It was Rice and Winnipeg, which is this next street right here. The ticking, or the plink, kind of like Plinko, whatever the thing is called. That's my LPRs are going. I like to have the little tink going because then I can hear if they're not working.
499.
almost forgot to mention, a couple Fridays ago when we followed around that gray Jeep that we chased for 30 seconds and then cut it down and found it unoccupied off of Ross, the owner of that Jeep is a veteran. He owns one of the VFWs in South Minneapolis, I believe. I think he ended up watching his it's not funny, but his stolen car be chased around on Live on Patrol. So I have to give him a call and touch base with him shortly. He asked if I would reach out to him, so I didn't do it before I went on vacation just because I didn't want to commit to something and be thinking that far ahead. But if you're listening, I will be giving you a phone call within the next few days. But yeah, sounds like the sheriff is going to be taking you here in just a minute. So it's been great riding with Eagle and Different. Hope you guys enjoy it.
I'll be locked down shortly. I'll replace 8296. He's aware.
Copy.
Traffic.
273.
272 traffic. Kellogg, Washington. New York plate, Juliet Papa Bravo. 3690.
Copy. Kellogg, Washington. Had an update. It was an attempted theft. The party is gone. Anyway, checking out
Programs.
Hopefully Roseville will grab video surveillance of those suspects at Foot Locker and we can try to identify them.
Seven five.
The road police, the adult male.
Copy.
Hey, welcome back, backseaters. Pat had an appointment, so he's no longer in the car with me. But if you didn't get a chance to listen to the beginning of this broadcast, we'd greatly appreciate it if you did sometime. I'm over on Western Avenue. Of course, Western is the border between down here between Central District and West District. Right at Western or Minnehaha. Earlier today, you saw mostly the east side, so now we're over here on the western side of the district. We're going to keep going a little bit longer. I mean, we got a good crew out here. The CAD team's out here in force. Sun's setting. It's kind of pretty inappropriate. I feel like going back to the Peace Officer Memorial and casting the sunset behind it. Hey Joe, no problem. We won't worry about it, okay? Yeah, no problem. Thank you. So, but I do, and for all of those of you that have shown so much support for law enforcement, thank you. And obviously you can...
Squad to assist, 280 for Domestic 272 Baker.
Hang on a second here. You can obviously listen to our discussion earlier, but I did want to mention one more thing. If you're a hockey fan...
263, you show me 10-8.
And you like cops and firefighters... There is a hockey game tomorrow night at the Blaine Super Rink. Blaine Super Rink 5:30. It's called the Guns and Hoses. Of course, the police is the guns team and the firefighters are the hoses team. And it's for a little fundraiser for charity. Firefighters versus police hockey game. It's an annual tradition. All the money's going to charity, and this be great fun. You can look it up on the web. We may post it. In the morning, just to let you know, remind you where it is. But my friend Kirk is the announcer. Does an amazing job. But it's good to hang out with people that are appreciative and supportive of law enforcement and firefighters. It's sort of a...
1627 Metro.
It's a unity of first responders.
10-7. Have a good night.
Good night, you 200.
If someone wants to post the link here in the comments afterward, that would be awesome. There is more information coming in on the funeral. There may be a remote site for people to view the funeral. Another church that's remote from the actual live service there. But we'll get that information to you as things develop. Of course, unfortunately, anytime we do these services, one of our top priorities has to be the security and safety of the people that come. It's no secret in this world today. All it takes is one mentally ill, crazy person that takes advantage of a crowd. We hope to be helping in the security of the venues as well.
263.
Cruise, D104.
Just to verify, it sounds like the female party in this domestic calls that she's inside the home by herself, right?
Right now we're over in Como Park area. Just kind of hasn't been a lot of calls since that criminal sexual conduct call that you were at with
So if there are no
Ashley.
children in the house,
They're still working on trying to identify the
outside of
apartment
house, so we'll check with the
and the suspect over there. But all the county cars have turned over their
Copy, thank you.
assignments to St. Paul Police over there. Gorgeous night.
272.
272.
We're not going to cut you short here. So if you're thinking of stopping watching, actually a lot of people probably just finished dinner and want to log in. So
263, you can leave
good
me
time
out.
to share with your friends.
I appreciate it though.
Copy.
If you haven't seen, I hate to actually mention this. That's normally I don't do this, but there's an online auction for old state fair items. We're coming up on the state fair now. Go to the state fair website and I'll show you the online auction. You can actually buy a boat from Ye Old Mill if you wanted. I think it runs through Tuesday. So better to put your bid in late than early. So right here we're at the intersection of Como and Snelling. Northwest corner here, of course, is the Minnesota State Fair. I don't know how many days exactly, but you guys could calculate it. And we will be there. One of the funnest times.
There is a history of PIC called this address last month, and there is a history of misuse by the wife.
Roughly 180 days, I think, huh?
Good, copy.
8206, control.
Update to the call, the wife is the only person inside of the house.
Kind of see that tower off in the future, in the distance. Future, I guess it is future technically. Hamlin University, Old Main. Looks like the lights are on there. It must be a track meet of some sort. Taking place at Claus Field. Looks like it's just about done. Oh, fuck, I went through the red light or not. It was close. All 6 radios are on, plus the State Patrol, all 7.
80.
You might just have a medic stage.
Copy, turning medic stage, no sir.
Lloyd's Pharmacy. When I was a young man in Hamlin here and living in this neighborhood, Lloyd's Pharmacy was a staple place to go, and knew the employees and the owner very well. Of course, it's changed ownership since then, but it was completely destroyed during the riots in 2020, and they rebuilt. Thank goodness they rebuilt. There's a fire there, burned twice. It's terrible. Southwest, southeast corner of Minnehaha and Snelling.
Sorry, 280, can you tell 9?
Pharmacies were one of the primary targets. Stores, electronics. And obviously people are
133 Tango.
people in riots are looking for
133 Tango, check Snelling and
personal
Baker
gain.
for female sitting on the
133 Tango. Go ahead and mark me EOT.
Copy, have a good night. 1807.
For robbery at Simcoe and Milford. The caller came to a fake address with 3 black males, all masked, came to him and grabbed a pizza bag and took off with it.
178 Tango, take the DOC.
Ran northbound on foot into the apartment building.
375, cover the DOC, vertical endeavor, C55 failing,
Class
3 male.
assist,
Stuck into the
trespass
building and
female
is
at
now
Menard,
refusing
2005 University, refusing to leave. Older black female wearing a black and yellow headdress and black leather jacket.
169, I can assist.
Copy 169 to assist at 1808.
180 Tango, you can cancel 169.
Copy 169, you're clear.
178 Tango, we're on scene. Thank you.
1808.
It's a couple blocks though.
Copy.
Robbery there at Simcoe and Milford over in the Central District. You probably heard that on the air here. Three parties masked up, came up to him, grabbed the pizza bag and took off with it. No weapons seen. They ran northbound on foot into an apartment building. Stolen pizza. It was DoorDash. DoorDash was the victim of the robbery over there. This is the thing about humans. You just gotta hold them accountable.
Two
280.
Just for info, there is other people in the home. Apparently, Ramsey County crisis is on scene.
Copy. Ramsey County Crisis is also on scene and
So we are on University Avenue right here. Actually, this section of University Avenue was received most of the damage in St. Paul during the riots, and that Verizon Wingstop on our right, that building completely destroyed. Herberger's to the here.
78 Tango, we're close
Most
for you.
every building. Target actually was pretty well.
Copy code 4, 180 Tango, you can be
It was the
clear.
one building we were able to protect
Yeah, you're
because
clear.
all the other targets in Minneapolis had been attacked. So by the time the riots spread here to St. Paul, we were able to
Copy.
protect.
10-1 for 4488. Contact female center on 5.
But never enough resources to protect everything.
In terms of the call, that suspect phone number again, it's going straight to voicemail now. I've got another attempt to call the suspect, it's going straight to voicemail now. 1811.
What else we got happening here right now? Not a lot going on right now, which is a good thing. What night is it? Thursday? I don't know what television's on. I will tell you this, that I would say this. I'm thinking of advertising live on patrol as commercial-free TV. I cannot believe all the commercials that are on all channels now. It's just brutal. Not to mention that on the national TV, we're listening to the same issues over and over and over. And one channel will be on one end of the spectrum and the other on the other. It's tough.
Hey, they were code for you. One custody. You can drop the air.
Copy code 4, 1 in custody, 10-1 clear.
We're code 4. We're inside talking with the female.
Copy, you're on channel 3, but I copy code 4.
See, that night sky is actually kind of pretty in the transmission there. When I started as a young patrol officer in '77, of course I got assigned to this district, and this corner here, and well, actually from University in Victoria, right here by the Best Steakhouse, which used to be a bar there called Cheap Charlie's, maybe, which my memory was a little sharper. Cheap Charlie's. From Victoria down to Dale, this was a prostitution, half mile of prostitution, street prostitution, where people would walk. They didn't have social media back then to publicize themselves, so, and you know, enforcing prostitution is sometimes problematic when people are walking down the street, but we had a lot of techniques that we would use undercover, etc. Convincing them to leave, giving them rides to Minneapolis. But down here at the corner, sort of at the hub of it, was the Belmont, the Flick Theater, and the Faust Theater on three corners of Dale and University, which the prostitutes would work this end too, because a lot of people were coming to the Faust and Flick Theater, and Belmont had nude dancing.
24/7.
Although nude dancing in St. Paul required glass at that time, because
the individual who was taking a shortcut,
Councilmember Rosalie Butler passed an ordinance that couldn't be any. There had to be some in a separate room. So that's where the glass came from. The stage with the glass on was considered a separate room. Down here for you old timers that remember, on the right here at McCubbin and Uni was the Winchell's Donut.
261.
261.
Go ahead. 261 PM is Golf X-ray 393.
Copy.
Well, we've had such a significant increase in Southeast Asian immigrants following the Vietnam War. The University of Indiana has plush.
And a squad to assist for a robbery at St. Peter and 11th. Caller said he was walking down the street and was attacked and his cell phone was taken.
Oh, head that way. St. Peter and 11th robbery. But a lot of these restaurants, they probably have the finest collection of Asian restaurants. Hmong, Cambodian, Vietnamese, Lao, all four major cultural groups that migrated here. Of course, Chinese as well, from historically. But after the World War II, a large number of Hmong moved here, and Vietnamese. And
277 and 533. Update to your call. The suspect is a black male, 5'9", medium build, wearing black clothing, has black sunglasses on. Was last seen going eastbound on 11th towards Wabasha.
The traffic stop scene or the alarm scene?
Sunglasses on. Well, if the suspect has sunglasses on, we ought to be able to find him.
1818.
20, I copy the robbery.
1818.
The old Clover Club used to be here right on McCubbin and Uni.
Bravo 380, can you hear that description again?
Bravo 380, the suspect was a black male, 5'9", medium build, wearing black clothing, has on black sunglasses. Last seen going eastbound on 11th towards Wabasha.
Bangkok Thai Deli used to be the Burger King down here.
Copy.
1819.
Well, we're going to see if we can swoop in downtown and help them find robbery suspect. Good news is when you steal a phone, if you still got it with you, that's pretty good evidence.
Go. Can you clear advisory for my current call and start me this citizen at the same location? Copy. 1820.
3. Send me that DOT in Atlantic. I'll just call the call. Copy, 1820.
Coming into downtown St. Paul now. Gonna wind our way over to St. Peter and 11th.
Across the street.
277.
Is the victim at 555 Cedar then?
We will check with the TC.
It's a little confusing. Comes over on Cedar. Assumption Church, right here. We're about to drive by there. It's a beautiful church. My daughter was married in this church. This is where he's saying he was attacked by. Since we're on the 7th Street side and the numbers get higher to the left, we're going to go on the back side, but
277, your caller is still at 11th and St. Peter.
Okay.
277 copy.
1822.
So Assumption Church is right on our right.
Is this call supposed to be at night?
St. Joe's on our left, and the caller says they're at 11th and St. Peter.
Negative. They updated that just
656.
Silver. I got you. Thank you.
Can I get another car to my stop, please? Caller squad to assist 656 on a traffic stop in the area of 481 to 509 Rice Street. Happy 206, 1823.
Hey, Carol, we're still live. I don't know if you knew that.
277.
277.
I'll be out with our
Okay.
victim on 10th between St. Peter and Cedar.
Okay, what's the victim on 10 between
Oh, thank you.
Cedar and St. Peter?
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Well, that's the victim there. Squad's out talking to him. I think. Although
314 Metro.
314.
Still request for a tire change on a passenger car. We're westbound right before Manning.
looking for a guy wearing sunglasses.
10-4, 1824.
Checking the LRT platform, 10th and Cedar.
Copy. Checking the platform at 10th and Cedar, 1825.
Through a door making threats.
Okay.
67 copy.
It's a good idea. Check the LRT, light rail transit platform in 10th and Cedar. It's a very good thought. Looks like a squad's out here doing just that. Suspects do try to use transit to get away.
One 162.
361. 16361.
1370.
Clear GOA.
The LA Connected. There's a male slumped in a gray Toyota in the parking lot.
Yeah, they said that the other Jennifer at 103. Callers sounded panicked.
180 Tango, that is primary.
Number showing a long history of PAC calls. It's a 911 only phone. 1826.
175, send me that as well, please.
Copy.
Has there been any further description on the suspect?
277, I'm working on that now.
So the squad's asking for more of a description because there are a lot of people walking the streets, and the squad says he's working on more detailed.
Squad 656 status.
Go for it.
Copy, go for it.
We're down here at Press House there, where our training annex is.
8196.
A couple of Friday nights ago, you remember the shooting
96.
out here on
This is
Wabasha?
medic 7324, stale 94-year-old female who fell.
Suspects were between
27.
the gray duck here on your left.
7 with info. 23-6 here,
Here's the description now.
Suspect is being described as a black male, 5'8" to 5'9", 200 pounds, wearing a black pea-coat style jacket, black pants, and a gray hooded sweatshirt underneath the pea-coat with the hood up, and wearing black sunglasses.
Yeah, the black male, 5'8", 5'9", 200 pounds, black peacoat style jacket, black pants with a gray hooded sweatshirt under the jacket, black sunglasses.
Copy.
Ryan, is there anything on footwear, boots, tennis shoes, color?
Victim can't remember or recall any style of shoe.
Copy.
Yeah, I don't think I would be able to either.
White Bear at County Road F Frank for a dangerous condition. Vehicle is driving erratically about White Bear from County Road F, weaving in and out of traffic, going about 60 miles an hour. We had Dodge Ram, Florida license, Alpha Sierra 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 Charlie Hotel. Copy, I'll take it up the road.
We are downtown looking for a suspect that matches the description of a robbery suspect here downtown. Sounds like a strong arm robbery. We don't know the details versus what weapon was used, but definitely took the victim's cell phone.
We're going home. Have a good night, guys.
Thanks, Nicole. Thanks for everything.
Metro.
518.
I'll be 10-7 and I had a 0700 start time. Have a good night.
Have a good night, 1830.
Three Jacobs and 911 AM, period 847 Margaret, 1830. One
167.
Can you pull my call back and penny? I'm out on that.
4488.
That slumper.
What Friday?
November Delta Alpha 277.
Clear. Would you create me a PCN using 1979 DeSoto Street? No checks needed.
1830.
Pull over here for the medic rig.
167, you wanted to start medics? Some narcotics on her lab.
Copy. It's a female. Do you have an age?
Mid-30s. She's hunched over.
Get a little
Copy. Starting medics, 1831.
slumped victim with an overdose. Doesn't sound good.
Slow everybody down. She wake up.
Oh, she woke
They'll
up.
continue with medics.
She woke up.
Copy. Continuing
That's
with
a
medics.
that's good news. She woke up.
We're going to be just directly across from target. She's conscious and alert. Narcotics in her possession.
Did you start medics?
Affirmative.
Hey, I'm obviously a little quieter tonight, and I apologize for that.
Just for liability purposes, we're code 4.
I hope you understand.
That'd be great.
And if
Copy
you
that.
didn't tune in earlier, you can probably get a better perspective as to why.
And left 2. It is affirmed.
Earlier on the
There'll be a little
broadcast.
bit of drugs here. We have PCD.
I love being out here. It's a great way to deal with the current situation. But I'm not probably as chatty as normal. I apologize for that. I know that all you backseaters understand. I appreciate that. It's good being around friends. But you'll be able to hear all the radios, and as things happen, you'll be able to get to some of the scenes. There's a bicycle brigade out there. I don't know. I'm kind of curious. They all got headlights on, flashing lights. It's a little dark to be out biking, but whole group of them. I was going to mention Tang. I don't know if you guys have met. You met Dan Gutland, who's on the CAT team, and now, if you haven't met Tang, maybe you have. You'll get a chance to meet him some more. Former Crystal Police Department officer that came to work at the sheriff's office, and just a wonderful, wonderful person, kind person, great cop. He's been involved in a serious critical incident in Crystal, and you know, just his experience is beneficial to us.
Metro 4460 cars for a 1050 block from the exit from northbound 35E to Ken Road J. John.
The CAT team members evaluate and rank the people they'd like to have in the CAT team. One of the reasons we had an opening there is because we're doing more with
to the squad on the scene. Anybody see your phone?
doing more with the guns.
She had it in her hands unless she dropped it somewhere. I can go back and down.
Non-fatal shootings.
That's okay. She wasn't just wanted to make sure nobody dropped it. She didn't drop it coming down there. At the front door, so we're all good right here.
186, all advise on the PIC, and then 84 is getting signed in to advise on the welfare. Copy.
The fact that there aren't many stolen cars on the move over here is really amazing, and tribute to the work of those CAT team members.
280, it's going to be a blue phone with a blue case. You guys can just retrace your steps.
.4423 traffic. 4423. County B Bravo in Duluth with Ontario plate Bravo Yankee X-ray Delta 392.
Go ahead and pass.
Can you read your text?
277, go ahead.
451 Metro.
Will you please change the location of this call to exchange and
He's on N4 under 52 for
Okay.
stall block on the right, and somebody else
Bravo 805.
on your board. This is fire requesting
46.
We're going north on Arcade now.
We
ECD out there already.
4630 today.
Just
There's
past
a
the
stalled
old.
vehicle on 94 between 52 and Mounts Boulevard. If you could let the state know.
Past the old Whirlpool
half the lane.
plant where they made appliances.
Metro 4460 car for a small blocking, 94 under 52.
Whirlpool is still a product name.
558, 10 Maryland.
The plant is no
558,
longer.
1837.
263. I don't know if it was already aired, but 280 is going to be riding in the medic rig with medics to regions, and I'll be following them.
238.
151 Metro.
151.
Dealer plate for the car is 026-80493.
1828.
If you could start TC, it's unoccupied.
10-4, I'm still trying to find you on my board. I can't get you logged in. Or I can't find you and attach you.
State Patrol frequency in the background area.
For domestic 2090 County Echo from
Copy,
your caller with like your 14-year-old foster child.
Actually, tonight
There's
there's
a car coming.
more calls in the suburbs.
Yep, that's the line I can reach. I just on Como Lake Drive East for 2 vehicles stalled on the one-way of Lake Como Road west of Lexington Parkway. Clear squad to back.
174.
Copy at 1839.
Which doesn't happen that often.
Okay, check out the dangerous condition Sims and Forest for a party that's out in the middle of the street. 1839.
We'll run in on that call. Sims and Forest, party in the middle of the street. We're not too far away. It's hard to predict whether that's intentional or mental illness. Or drug induced.
Copy.
Good one.
For a 911 call 5317 to 5348, block of Cedarwood Court for a child playing with a phone within 19 meters.
61 headed.
1848.
So we are on Forest now, folks. And about a half mile from Sims. We'll see if there's a person. Dangerous condition was called in. A person in
On
the
a
middle of
medical
the street.
2180 Hamlin, 50-year-old male in the bathroom who's in pain, unable to get up.
If you didn't know, Magnolia's restaurant burned down over there on Payne and Magnolia. It's a terrible loss. Firefighter said it started in the kitchen. Which, of course, in most restaurants, that is the case.
558 Metro. I'm 10-6.
10-4, 1841. That's Rescue 151.
Good.
High Force 2 logged on, and is it a Volkswagen Tiguan?
So So, here's Sims here.
10-4, I'll send you the information on a message.
Drive by once, don't actually see a person in the middle of the street. This car passes. Another shot at it and drive down the side streets. There's the St. Paul car up there on Case.
3 Snake.
And we'll go this way.
Just wanted to assist at Eastside Liquor Store, 1361 Maryland. Assist the medics. They were responding for a 60-year-old female for a fall. And it says to request to start PD, and they are code 4 on scene.
Free, clear this out advised, I'm gonna go with.
So, call up there at 1361 Maryland.
1843.
I think it's a liquor store up there, but originally they called because a woman fell. Now it sounds like the fire department is concerned that there might have been some foul play. So they're calling the police. Squad in front of me there on Sims checking out the man in the street call. Run down to the Maryland call.
Metro 4460 car for cell block North 61 at Lower Afton.
Medics code 4, and what was the PD response for that?
They are code 4. They did not give a reason. They'll check in with them.
Okay, thanks.
For a cell block,
41.
down 35, just north of 460.
78 Tango 181 can cancel. We'll be in route.
1635.
181, I'll show you there.
41 copy.
16 at 1845.
Metro speed 314.
263, can you change this to DIC, please?
Yep, I'll drop off. Copy. 1845.
Two flatbeds.
10 for 1845.
Three 6-7 Tango Take 4.
Zip 183, clear squad to GOA. Dynamic 86's call.
Copy.
Zip 282 on arrival fire.
Copy.
One Taiwan Metro.
151.
Zip 183 arriving.
Copy.
That's the should be on the line.
1846.
And can you email me
307.
the number? And then I'll be back on the line.
For the event number is people.
Did I got was that there is no medical issue, it's a possible police issue, but they're still trying to gather more info.
Here's some copy. Appreciate it.
1846.
So that was a sergeant trying to figure out what the medics were seeing and why they thought the police might be necessary. But we didn't get a lot of detail, and that's okay. We don't want medics to guess.
Copy.
So I hear a siren off in the distance. This is where, you know, there's always a little gray area when the telecommunicator takes the call as to whether it's fire related or police related. So we're at the strip mall in the northeast corner of Maryland and Clarence. St. Paul car is pulling up on the other end.
That's 183, go for it.
Easy 40 minutes.
A little difficult to get in and out of here right now, it looks like.
2361.
2361.
Tempted to block the whole.
When the TC got a hold of the caller, did they get an actual address?
Let's go again. I don't believe so.
Tempted to block the lot.
Clear GOA 174.
Copy at 1849.
1849.
5186. Medics are cleared in. We'll be in suite 130.
So squad is here off to the right. You'll see their squad now is talking to the woman that the medics were called for, but the medics didn't think she had a medical need.
Wait, six.
26.
We can clear this report with Central Boston West. Thanks, guys.
5186. You can clear fire.
Copy 1850. 1850.
I'll be out at 5-3.
Cruise your out at female to 1149 Forest.
Have 1851.
Sounds like they're giving a female a ride up here to Forest in Maryland. And in case you're wondering, yes, Pat and I will be live tomorrow at 9/11. Comma or thereabouts. See you at 9/11 tomorrow.
181.
21.
is a sergeant to copy. They're in AMA, 2259 Rockwood Avenue. There's a cop in the community room. They were shot by a pellet gun 30 minutes ago by a scammer in her apartment. Medics are en route.
Shot by a pellet gun?
Copy. The scammer gone.
I'll find out.
106, I copied.
At 1852.
Those AMAs are assist medical
178
agency.
Tango, why don't you break us under send us at AMA, make us primary?
Copy at 1852.
I think this year is a leap year. Every 4 years, and then every so many years they skip a leap year to try to keep the Earth in the proper rotation.
178 Tango.
That we don't want the longest day and the shortest day of the year to start moving. If they started moving, that would be really confusing.
So the cop says that the suspect is hiding 12 blocks away at 1545 Adrian Street, and that they followed her home from Ohio. The TC believes that the cop may be PIC. 130 Tango copy. 1853.
481, if 172 is joining, we will be 10-8.
I'm not sure we ever got the terminology right. People that were in some form of mental illness, we used to call them EDPs, emotionally disturbed person. I mean, there's been simpler terms to use, but and now, of course, the predominant term used in the profession is PIC for person in crisis. But a lot of the people that have some mental health issues are not really in crisis. And there are in crisis calls that we go to, but I just wonder if we ought to use a different term in the industry so that everybody isn't labeled as a person in crisis. I'm not sure what it would be, but something like, I don't know. You guys, you backseaters, you probably have professionals that you know that work in the field. So I'm going north on 61 only because we've had just as much business out in Maplewood as we have in St. Paul. Maplewood's a great town too. You know, I grew up there on Atlantic Street. School there. Boy Scouts. FLETCHER Fields down the road here on Frost. Baseball. Football at Wakefield Park. You know, it's funny, it's a very small world out there when you start connecting dots, but some of my best friends in high school were Gordy and Dave Gibson. Gordy Gibson was my age, and Dave was a year younger. We all played football together at North St. Paul, but we also actually played football at Wakefield too in 5th grade before we got to 5th or 6th grade before junior high. And Dave was the quarterback. I was usually the fullback, and Gordy was the tight end. But they lived over there on Larper, on the north side of Larpenter. His dad, their dad, Bob Gibson, was a pastor at, I think, Frost Lake Church. Not positive, but just a great family. And so whenever I hung out, I was always in good care. I'm not sure if Darlene Gibson. I wish I knew remember that. Dorothy, Darlene Gibson. Bob Gibson was the dad, but Dave Gibson went on. Well, he was a great Christian man. Obviously, he still is. His whole life, and I think he's now still the head pastor at Grace Church in Eden Prairie. Ironically, where the funeral is going to be held. I think the families are probably bringing their own pastors in, but because of the size of that congregation. So if you know Dave Gibson, give him a shout out for me. He's a wonderful, wonderful guy, and just a great Christian role model for others, as well as Gordy. But Dave went on to pastors. We're very involved with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes when we were in college. He went to Gustavus, I went to Hamlin, and our lives sort of evolved. Our other best friend was Barry Bennett, who was Dave's age, and Barry unfortunately was shot and killed by his adopted son. We used to get together for the class reunions, or not class reunions, I'm not sure what you would even call them. But a very sad situation there. Barry and his wife Carol were both killed. And that was a person in crisis with significant mental health issues. But anyhow, if you're listening from Eden Prairie to go to Grace Church there, please greet Dave Gibson for me and tell him thank you for all his years of service in the church.
22. This will be GOA. Once the apartment's clear, and then you can send me the need. Copy 174. I'll show you clear.
Copy. No BWC. 3.
Empty 259.
3. Clear the sound assist to 378. Copy 259.
Well, it's a little slow right now. It sounds like the criminals are eating dinner too. And to be honest with you, I am going to grab some dinner, but I'm planning to be back with you later tonight. Because as I told you, I'm trying to keep busy. So, CAT team members are out there.
About 361.
Criminals beware.
361. Arcade Buffer, 932 Arcade Street in DLC. It was a male that was refusing to leave, and now the bartender is restraining the
Up
male.
here on Beam Avenue, but
He keeps trying to reach in his pockets.
just west of Maplewood Mall.
Copy road. 1900.
But thanks for joining us. If you joined late, please take a few minutes to listen to the beginning of the broadcast. And then make a decision if you think some of your friends would benefit from hearing it. God bless you all. Thanks for your ongoing friendship. I don't have the sympathy that Mary Moriarty has.
My name is Mary Moriarty.
Mary Moriarty.
My name is Mary Moriarty.
County Attorney Mary Moriarty.
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 County Attorney Moriarty.
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 Someone told me I don't know how to pronounce the Hennepin County Attorney's name properly. And they're right, I don't. And I'm practicing. Just so you know, I'm practicing. Well,
I've got an easy way for you to do it.
Okay.
More,
yeah, that's what my wife said. Moriarty.
Moriarty.
Moriarty. I think you got to have the accent on the right syllable.
Moriarty.
But you know, so how did he pronounce his name?
Mortensen?
No, his old husband.
Oh, oh gosh.
Wasn't he?
I'm having.
Wasn't he Moriarty too?
Yeah, he was Moriarty too. Yeah.
Oh, did we pronounce it the same way we pronounce it?
We pronounce it the way I pronounce it.
You pronounce them both the same.
Moriarty.
Brother that didn't return home.
Oh, I'm thinking of changing her name to Lessiarty because all the suspects get lesser sentences.
That's I like
It's
that.
not a more, it's a lesser. That way I don't have to worry about pronouncing it right. Oh man. See what's happening at the Foundry tonight?
Some pussy. Y'all want to see some pussy?
No.
Want to see some
Don't.
pussy? Some white pussy.
That's a good flavor, good aroma. Good aroma.
Pink pussy.
It smells interesting. I quit smoking.
Do that dick still get on hard?
Ah, stop.
I think we'll be back here. Smoking would affect your ability to get an erection. Yeah. See, to be honest with you, she was grabbing for Pat's crotch.
She was reaching.
She was reaching for Pat's crotch, and that arrests her for criminal sexual conduct at that point, right? See what's happening at the Foundry tonight? Make sure everybody's getting along.
How you doing?
Everybody getting along okay?
It smells like August 1st out here.
Looks like everybody's going back in.
It can't be us.
What?
It smells interesting out here.
That's a good flavor, good aroma. Good aroma.
What y'all say?
I said it's
It
a good
smells
aroma.
nice
It smells like
out here.
Y'all
cigars.
see some pussy?
No, I do not.
Y'all want to see some pussy?
No,
Well,
thank you.
you just
Do you
got.
want to see
No,
some
don't.
pussy?
No, we don't want to.
Oh, okay.
but
Do
thank
you
you.
want to see some white pussy?
No.
Pink pussy?
We're here to keep people safe. Did you know where the police?
Keeping our own self safe.
When y'all got a light?
Huh?
I quit smoking
How long ago?
January 31st.
Do that dick
I
still?
had-
Do that dick still get on hard?
Ah, stop, young lady.
Boy, fuck that. I don't give a fuck.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, not everybody represents our society that well, but for the most part, like we said, most people are good. How's it going? We got quite a turnout. I don't think they're all going to fit.
No, they got a full house.
Yeah. I think we'll be back here. That's my prediction.
I'm afraid you're
That's
right.
my prediction. It's 11 o'clock.
Afraid you're right.
11 o'clock. People are pretty well intoxicated already. Little conflict going on in the parking lot already. I think there's too much politics in the world, right? I mean, they would never swear at the cops.
Bob, you guys was politics.
We're the good guys.
Fuck no, you was never a good guy. I ain't scared of you. You ain't got shit on me. Crooked is scoliosis.
Oh, that hurts my back. So we're going up to the Foundry here. Looks like they got a busy night at the Foundry. I know Mike was up here a little earlier. We're like the mermaid. We go where the people are. Right? I wanna be where the people are. Laughing and joking and a lot of cars here.
A lot of cars.
Special hot lunch today at the Foundry. Well, not many people standing outside smoking tonight. It's a little cold.
A little cold.
Another Escalade.
No, that's a Chevy.
Oh, that's a Suburban.
Yep.
Sorry. It's made by General Motors.
It's the same car.
General Motors.
Mess with the lights a little bit.
Oh, somebody's blocking the exit there. Gentlemen!
Fuck you, I know you, and
Huh?
I'm grown.
Nephew! That's the Rev.
Oh, that's my uncle. Alright, Bob.
We're just trying to keep you safe. That's all.
No problem, I'm safe. I'm 50.
well,
You
not
told
you.
me I'd die at 19. Yeah. Hope it's on your live.
Well, we are on live right
50.
now. You're on, huh?
I'm 50.
Well, you look good. That's the good news.
You do too.
You look good. You look good.
What's
Say
up,
hi.
Unc?
Say hi to
What's
Unc.
going on, nephew?
What's up with it?
You got it. Good to see you, boy.
I'm chilling. I'm out here.
Did you see the article in the paper about Unc? 2 days ago, there was a big article in the
I
paper
don't read
about
the
it.
paper. I sold the house on Selby, and I'm not here no more.
Oh, really? Where you living? What's your...
I won't tell you.
Ah, no.
You've been on me since I was 13.
No. You've been a good kid. We didn't need to be
No,
on you.
Bob. No, you, Leonard. I don't want to name drop right
Leonard?
now.
Leonard?
You know, Pat Scott. You know, your partner.
Yeah, well, Pat Scott probably was on you. You know, I'll give you that.
You know, y'all was on me, but you never called me for nothing.
No. Well, we were on Andre. We were on Star Wars, too, but now he works for us.
I don't know who that is. Oh, damn. Now he works for y'all. Damn. That is bullshit. Are you on live right now?
Yeah, we're on live right now.
That is bullshit.
Hey, why is that table in the way so we can't get out, huh? Must have been...
Damn, see? No, if I was
Are they? Listen, is someone talking politics in here? Because I see it.
No,
I hear a lot of fuck yous right now, and I'm wondering if it isn't because people are watching the news. There's too much politics in the world, right? I mean, they would never swear at the cops.
Bob, you guys was politics.
We're the good guys.
Fuck no, you was never a good guy. I ain't scared of you. You ain't got shit on me. Crooked is scoliosis.
Wow, that hurts my back.
Trust me, I come
Well, your friend's waiting for you over there. Hey, what kind of jacket you got on there? What does it say?
It says Crip Blood Hilltop GD.
Hilltop Hustlers. Well, remember those old days? You know, the old Hilltopper days versus
I never knew there was a Hilltop.
Nikes for life.
Never knew that.
Yeah, bullshit.
I didn't.
Michi works for us too now.
Damn, so why would you? I don't know nothing about that. Bob, has my name, when's the last time you heard my name?
No, it's I'm talking. It's like a historical fact. Why is everybody running?
Oh, you're here.
Oh no, she's going over to smoke away
Man,
from the
they're
door.
looking at me like, who's talking to the police? My friends even scared right now, Bob, but you know what? It'll take them a long time to grow up. You never called me. You never brought me. And I'm out.
Let's go see what this nice young lady has to say. Hello, beautiful. Hello. How are you? Good. You're waiting for your boyfriend or what?
I was waiting for my friend to come out.
Friend to come out? Yeah. Yep. Pretty busy in there, huh?
I don't know what he's doing there.
You don't? Good for you.
Huh?
Good for you.
Oh, yeah?
Stay safe. Stay safe.
I tried.
Stay safe. Stay safe. You don't look familiar. Are you from around here or not? No? Minneapolis side or what? Yeah, that's what I was guessing. Well, we're glad you come over here and visit us.
Hey y'all. Thank you for clicking the join button to learn more about the Shoutout Girls YouTube channel memberships. We are excited to offer you our viewers another way to show us appreciation and support for our channel, and at the same time gaining access to exclusive perks like shoutouts and exclusive video access. Will you be willing to spend $2, $5, or even $20 per month to support this channel? Think of it as buying us Twinkies or donating a McDonald's gift card. With perks. And don't worry. Even if you are not ready to join at this time, all of our viewers will still enjoy all the same content we've been providing this past year, at no additional cost. Including our live streaming or restreaming live on patrol episodes with live chat and comments turned on for free speech. New games of Bobaganda Bingo every Friday night. Funny live on patrol clips. Articles about Bob Fletcher and the Ramsey County Sheriff Office. All of those will remain with free access. Memberships start under $2 per month. All members will get a special badge next to their username, and access to custom emojis to use in live chat and comments, such as the F12, ACAB, and bingo emojis you have seen us use in chat. Level 1 members are offered members-only polls where their input will help us make decisions about our channel content and membership perks. Level 1 will also access exclusive images like animated GIFs. For a few dollars more is our Level 5 membership. You will get all the same perks as Level 1, plus early access to new videos. You can be the first to watch, even before they are published. In addition, we will give your username a shout-out in our channel and video descriptions. With our Level X membership for $20 a month, you will also get on-screen shout-outs from us within our videos and live streams, as well as access to exclusive members-only videos. Level L at $50 is for the extremely passionate viewer who appreciates our channel and the work that goes into producing videos and live streams. Have you wanted to be featured in a live stream or collaborate on a video project with us? This is the membership level for you. Level L also gets the first access to our soon-to-be launched merchandise line and at a discounted price. Of course, you also get all perks mentioned in the other membership levels. Level 100 is simply for those who cherish our channel and want to co-finance the cause. Perks may be added at a later time, especially once the merchandise line has launched. All perks from the other levels will be automatically provided at this membership level. Thank you for watching. We hope you like, subscribe and join our channel.